Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Samantha Hanna. Ah, shit. Here we go again.
I do every other week. I remember and then I don't remember. Remember and I don't
Hello.
remember. That's what happens.
Hello, hello.
What is happening?
Nothing. How you guys doing?
Good.
Nothing's happening? Well, then you're not having off to a very good New Year start here.
Gee.
Come on.
I mean, it's been a rough year, so I can't wait for it to be over, frankly.
I'm right with you.
Dude, I love this year. You had a rough year?
It was a bad year. Dog died, I got divorced, and my dad died. So, the trifecta of stuff occurred.
They always come in threes, right? They always do.
Should we be drinking when we're doing
Oh,
this?
we are drinking. Yes,
If you would like to take a moment to go get a drink,
Indeed, we're
we are all
drinking.
having a nip because it's
Every
New Year's
fucking time.
The New Year's Eve
Okay,
party
well,
starts at...
It's that kind of party. Let me go get something.
You
Okay,
go ahead.
yeah, you go ahead.
We're still setting up anyway.
We'll wait for you.
Oh, look, he's climbing off into his set.
Yeah, he just disappeared into the malevolent darkness there.
You might want to put your pants on, though, if you're going to get up from the show.
Dude, that's why I love Zoom
I
calls.
got shorts on. I mean, it's Southern California. It's not cold.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
feel
cold-ish. I mean,
It's fucking hilarious.
Probably a lot colder here.
Oh, man. All right, well,
You guys are up in Washington, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
that is right, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, it is unseasonably wet here. I mean, we're actually
it?
experiencing a big storm
Oh, wow.
and stuff right now.
It doesn't
Which we
rain there
need
that
very
much,
badly.
does it?
Not really, but it is right now.
Okay. Well, we're used to the rain. We like getting wet up here.
That's all about getting wet and keeping it there.
Moist is what
Moist.
the word.
I enjoy the word moist.
We all do. I think.
don't.
I think we
I've
can
gone,
say.
I've gone
Speak
out of.
for me.
Sorry, I went out of range from this
Today's
speakers
episode of
and,
Around the Reel is
ear-
brought to you by the word
Moist.
moist. Please, come.
There it is. All right.
There's nothing like getting in on a good conversation and hearing all the women go.
Oh, my God.
I'll help that in post this time.
Fix that one in post. I got a few good ones. Nothing was better than the time I did it with, what was it? Was it Sam with Raymond?
It might have. Yeah, it was.
Every time, Raymond, you come over and sit down and have a conversation, all we hear from Sam is,
Chuck, do you got a leak in the studio here?
nope, it's coming out of Sam's pants.
Oh, poor Sam.
Terrible.
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
sorry
You guys
to
always pick on me.
We're
It's
not
all-
picking on you. We
Thank
love
you.
on you, bud.
Thank you.
We're loving on you. We only pick on you because we love
That's
you.
right. We wouldn't say shit to you if we
If we
didn't
didn't
care
like ya.
about you.
That's right.
Because if you wouldn't be worth our time, we wouldn't waste our energy. But you came here with Aaron and you showed up, so we'll talk to you.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if Alec knows that we're recording already.
I don't know.
I'm sure you had to hit the button.
Well,
because
yeah,
we
yeah,
were recording.
but
Yeah.
Hit accept the button.
Okay, yeah. Because
It's just don't go to the bathroom.
this is our show.
Yeah.
This is how we do
We have a
it.
tendency to have just open conversation, and the show starts with us just kind of rambling and bambling about what's been going on for the week and doing stuff.
Here it
What,
comes.
what kind of drink is this man making?
I haven't
He
heard a
might be-
blender, so
It's like
so
a
far,
mimosa,
like,
bro?
It's not. It's a fancy beer.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just trying to.
Are you
get it
fucking
together.
fermenting
Give
it?
me,
I mean, what the
give me
hell?
give me one more minute. I just
You're
want to make sure
good.
no one's going to come in and interrupt
You're
us. Hold on one
good.
second.
No,
Sorry.
you're good.
We've got enough
Just
bullshit.
open the door like I do. Shut the fuck up! We're trying to do a show. I don't care, Mom.
So what's up, you guys? How are you?
Well, it's
We're
New
good.
Year's Eve, man. It's
New
time
Year's
to
Eve.
bring 2022 to an end.
Yes, yes.
Bye, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. We're excited to bring this.
The year, by the way. I want to make sure I want to come with a disclaimer. I mean the year when I say bye, bitch. I'm only
He's
talking
not
about,
talking to me.
I'm not talking to anything or anyone in specific. Just about, okay, I'm gonna shut up.
I mean,
I
I'm
actually
bitch,
had
though.
I thought this year actually was way better than the years previous.
Well,
Are you talking about the show or your
Sort
life
of.
in general?
Just in life generally. Like, it didn't seem as chaotic to me as previous years, if that makes sense.
Really?
There wasn't as much world drama to me as there was previously. People seem to be getting back to normal, which was
oh,
nice.
you're just talking because
In general.
there's no like COVID like craziness.
Yeah, none of that garbage. Day-to-day lives for people probably have not changed at all because it's always fucked.
Well, I think the COVID kind of shit is hitting everybody. Everyone's a little depressed. There's home issues. Like
have lost their homes. They've lost their businesses. They've lost because all this COVID shit,
Families.
which is
All
not
right.
the worst thing.
Yeah.
But it's all
So-
the like aftermath.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the
In
dust
terms
is
of,
settling almost.
What
if
we're
you
drinking
forget.
today,
Oh shit!
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
drink a fine Belgian ale.
A
Hey,
fine Belgian ale.
Oh, shit.
All right.
perfect.
Nice.
Now we can chill, right?
And my daughter would
right.
want to steal your shirt immediately.
Yeah, that's badass.
That's fun.
Is that not Eva
Yeah,
all
that
day
is
long?
straight Eva. That's straight Eva.
But it's funny talking about this year, though. I mean, this year has had its challenges. I know that just as much as anybody else. But you know what? For us, this has been an amazing fucking year. We spent most of our year creating shit.
Yeah.
We have,
That's great.
which is fucking fantastic.
It is
yeah.
great. I mean, you don't often get the chance to spend so much time on it.
Right. Right. And with our
Well, it's always the big spaces in between where you're winding up for it and you're
Yeah.
trying to either raise money or trying to get the script right or
Yeah.
whatever that is, whatever that nonsense thing that you have to do to
For
live your
real.
life and be creative at the same time, where there's maybe a day job and
Yep.
then, whatever. It's like,
right.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
It is
You don't
that.
get your script right the first time you write it?
I mean, I don't write the script. I just read the script and give notes.
He's a note.
I mean,
Fix all this.
He said, "I work
Yeah,
smarter,
this-
not harder."
yeah. I mean, look, I'd say this year it's been interesting because the thing that I feel like will give me passive income isn't even involved with horror per se in terms of film.
Right.
Mhm.
We've discovered these movies on Tubi that, I mean, so here's my background. I used to do market research for film. I used to test movies for a living.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I have kind of a weird, more of a, I don't know, I can kind of tell when things are wrong on the page a lot more, or if the audience is gonna we're gonna reject X, Y, and Z. And so it's sort of a weird sort of,
Hunch.
I guess, career to come from in terms of becoming
yeah.
a producer.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
So,
It's a different.
but the other thing
perspective,
I realize is data, data. And for example, there are these movies on Tubi, which are these like urban movies, right? They're micro budget urban movies.
That's another
made
word for
from
black,
nothing.
you guys. Black.
Oh, wait,
Black.
stop.
Yes,
black.
black.
People. Yeah. Black
Oh,
cinema.
Black people.
Black cinema. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro.
The urban,
Okay.
urban movies.
Yeah.
I'm with
Well,
Try to help the white
the
folks
point
out
of it is, these movies aren't very good. I'll say that. The majority of them.
there. Neither
They're-
are
in
most
fact-
black
in fact-
people.
you. Stop it.
I'm
Well,
sorry. it's another one.
no. I'm saying it's like this though. It's like a lot of them are coming out of like Michigan and Detroit or
Okay.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's literally like, okay, you got a camera? You're the cameraman. Oh, your auntie has a beauty parlor? Oh, that's where the whole movie takes place. It's very Roger Corman-esque.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's going on right now.
Yeah.
And so we realized that all right, what are these movies? There's always in the most successful of these films, and we know how much money they've made because like people like Indie Rights, for example,
Share
give out
that
everyone's
stuff.
data,
Yeah, they
right?
share it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So these movies are making like $350,000 a quarter.
What?
Like it's insane,
Yeah.
and they're terrible films,
Yeah.
unspeakably bad. I mean, I've watched so many of them to study them to understand,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so we made one. So we figured out
We purposely made a horrible movie.
I'm already laughing.
No. But here's the thing: it's not bad though. Is the thing. So what we did is we and this I don't know if this is part of the show really. I think this
Everything
is
that
It's
comes out of
all
our mouths
part of
is
the
part of the
show.
show.
Everything's important on this
Okay.
show. You go.
We're all
Okay.
raw.
Well, what's interesting is that we figured out that the storyline is always there's a female, and she's either involved with a drug dealer or some sort of gangster. She's in peril in some way. Someone's gonna come into the situation who's sort of her white knight of sorts.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of the guy's lieutenants. Maybe it's some other dude. And there's a love triangle,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then there's always some sort of heist element to it, and she's got to win at the end. So
Yeah,
essentially,
for
what
sure.
these are these are like hood Lifetime movies.
I got you. I got you. Yeah.
No, but
That's
they
what they are.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Ghetto Hallmark.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Yes.
I love
I
it.
heard Jay
They
Horton
are.
talk. Jay Horton was talking about the same thing about these urban films doing so well.
Urban
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I went on his show. I went on his show and talked to him, and we talked about this. We didn't talk about that. We talked about this off air, but so people are
Okay.
getting the real stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like, so we made this movie, and it's going to come out probably in a month, and it's called Pay the Lady.
Pay the
Pay the
lady.
And
Lady.
I'm like,
Hey the bitch.
I'm like,
Why didn't you call it
hey
hey
the
the
lady.
bitch?
Because he wants to
I
market.
wanna know.
I
He wants to
mean,
market it.
even
market.
Tubi has their
wouldn't have done-
standards.
Oh,
They do
okay,
have
all
their
right,
standards,
all right.
You
Fair
know,
enough.
which, well, I mean, to be fair, this is the reason I'm actually coming on. One of the reasons I wanted to come on the show, not just to, like, because I think you guys are great, because you guys are really fucking funny. I laugh
Thank
my ass
you.
off.
We appreciate
Aw,
that, brother.
thanks.
Thank you.
We're actually doing a press push for switching gears to our 1BR movie that had a lot of success and whatever. And the thing of it is that people don't realize the marketing doesn't stop for a movie.
No.
Every like sort of part of its lifespan, you have to do a press push for it if you want it to have any sort of
Honestly.
success whatsoever.
Yep.
So as of tomorrow, January 1, I don't know how fast this video is going to get
It's not
done.
on Netflix
but,
anymore. Yeah.
it's not on Netflix, but it's going to debut on Tubi, Peacock,
Okay.
Roku TV,
Nice.
Pluto TV, Vudo, Xumo,
Zumo.
and Freevee, which
Nice.
is Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon
Cool.
Prime.
Yeah.
Ad-based one. Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
these are they're called the AVOD platforms,
Yeah.
ad-supported video on demand. So it's going to debut on every one of these platforms. And finally, this is the way filmmakers make money. I mean, if you want to know right now, at least right now, it always changes, right? It always
It
changes.
always
yes.
changes.
But at least right now, if you're like on Tubi or Freevee or whatever, you're making between, if people watch the entire movie and watch all the ads, and by the way, the ads aren't that bad.
No,
No,
not.
they're not.
It kind
No.
of,
They're
it's
not
not
even
even
as
as
bad
bad as like regular TV, right?
Right,
like,
right.
It's like, it's like a minute and a half for the commercials typically. It's not even enough time for you to go to the bathroom and come back
Right.
without missing something typically.
I know because I've tried.
I know.
It
I mean,
isn't
I
enough
am
time.
too. I was watching these horrible, like, urban movies. Anyway, long short though is that we're going to be on all these platforms, and you can actually make some money. Like you're
Nice,
making,
yeah.
if everyone watches the commercials, 10 to 22 cents, as high as 22 cents
Yeah.
per view,
Yeah.
and stuff. And we had a ton of people watch this on Netflix, and we have some, we know some information about how we did
Oh,
on
that's
Well,
Netflix.
you were
and,
number one on there for a while, weren't you? Like
Well, we
at one
got
time?
to number one when we first debuted in August of 2020. This is after our VOD
Which
and
one we watched?
TVOD run, let's call it, right? Transactional video on demand.
Yep.
We debuted in the top 5, and then we got to number 1, and we were in the top 5 for 8 days. I mean,
Yeah.
Forbes wrote a fucking article.
Yeah.
Who is this little piece of shit movie
I know.
that dethroned Jamie Foxx's Project Power?
Right?
And
Right.
I may, along with other people, run our social media. So I'm not saying we didn't hit him up and be like on his Twitter and say, sorry to take you out.
Sorry to take out Jamie.
Sorry.
But he didn't respond back, by the way.
Right.
Of course not.
All right. So
But I mean, how does a SAG ultra low budget movie dethrone an $80 million movie?
well,
Because
because
That's
it's
what
not
we're trying to
sad.
know.
It's not fucking sad. You just said a sad little ultra.
No, he
SAG,
said
SAG. Oh,
SAG
SAG. That's right. But
SAG.
still.
SAG.
No,
because
man,
it's good,
it's
brother.
fucking good.
It's
It
good.
is good. It's
I
gotta
appreciate
be
that.
Yeah,
that good.
Yes.
It just has to be. Yeah.
Well, let's introduce our guest.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Real quick.
Oh, yeah. By the
Oh,
way, we've been talking for
Welcome to
25
Around the
minutes.
Reel.
Welcome to Around the Reel.
Welcome to Around the Reel.
I'm gonna get your name right. I hope. Alok Mishra.
Alok.
Alok.
Mishra.
Okay. All right. Alok.
Thank you.
It rhymes with joke or smoke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Think
yeah, I
of it.
like that.
Like Loki, bro. Loki. We'll call him Loki.
People call me that too.
All right.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'll call you Alok. I got
Alok.
that.
Alok.
And it is cool.
Yeah.
So you were the producer on 1BR. Is that correct?
One of a clown car's worth of producers. Yes.
Very nice. Okay.
There
Okay.
were many.
Okay.
All right.
And
Kept
like
on growing and growing as we needed favors.
Yeah, right? I feel it.
Can you bring over some food? We need another producer credit.
Yeah. Can you go to Costco? Can you make the Costco run? I'll tell you. That's what, as an independent producer, you wear many hats, and that's one of the things I did. And I went to Costco so much by the end of it, I hated Costco. I canceled my membership because I couldn't go in there. Because I was like, I know where that is. I know too much about Costco. I don't want to go there again. And I've only this last year, because gas being so crazy high, I've gotten my
Yeah.
Costco membership back just
Yeah.
to, but I don't
dude,
really
and
go
you
in
can
unless
hang
I
with
can
those
help it.
fucking lines and the gas. Dude, fuck those lines.
Hey,
I mean, but it's
title
like
of the podcast.
It's worth it.
it got up to $8 here in Southern California for gas.
It got
Yeah.
that high
my
there.
God.
I could go and wait 20-30 minutes for gas.
Oh,
It
hell
would
yeah.
save me
Brutal, dude.
But you're saying you don't like
Fucking
to, like,
$20.
if you put a blindfold on you, you could walk around Costco and you didn't like that?
I did not like it, and I don't like that. I don't like that place to begin with.
Some people just don't like blindfolds.
how much can you buy? Like,
I
how
know,
much can
right?
You need? How much
Yeah.
toilet paper can you store? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, but having to like kind of like understand the crafty and stuff. Like I learned a lot. This is my first movie, and I learned a lot. Like whatever other
This
things
is
you have
not your
to do
first.
and
That
stuff.
was not
Yeah.
your first movie.
I
What?
remember the first time I got a
Wait.
Costco membership there. I know we're going to talk about this. I got a Costco membership one time in my life, and you know when you had to take a picture, do you still have to take a picture?
Of course.
Okay, how
Oh,
come
yeah.
my
My
picture?
picture's
yeah.
6 years old, and I'm
My
like
picture,
280 pounds.
my picture looked like one of those black urban movies. It was fucking just black.
I look like Broomhilda.
Black-
One
you
of my
look black
teeth
me
was
black.
missing.
I'm like, dude, how are you even gonna know? So every time I had to go there and pull it out, they'd look at the picture, then look at me, and look at the picture. I'm like, yeah, I'm black, just like the photo. I mean, it was weird.
It was so dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I think it was the same. It was the same with me as actually as well. I remember that.
Because they should be. Hopefully they take better pictures by now because
Well, yeah,
They don't.
Bad.
It's a quick digital thing that they slap on a card. It's just
Okay,
somewhat
well.
of an identifier.
they need some.
My
We're not
technology here.
we're not volunteering our services.
my tooth just mysteriously disappeared in the photo. Like it was there, but it was gone in the photo. So Broomhilda it was for me on the back of my Costco card. I just tooth missing.
Okay, so fucking man, yeah, you guys made a fucking movie that gets a run on Netflix on an indie level budget, which is very fucking rare. And you guys get to the #1 spot for 8 days on there. And that's actually when we saw the film the first time. I was like, what's this? I think me and my daughter were like, One Bruh? What's this movie? One Bruh.
One bro.
That's what we always say, One Bruh? And we still call it that.
Well,
we sat
You
down
know
and
what?
watched this movie and we were in awe.
The Spanish have no idea how to say it. They're like, "¿Qué es un one?"
I love that.
It's a Cardi B song. What's going on here? Like, you know,
That's awesome.
You know,
Yeah, I know.
it's really cool when you get to see one of those films and you're like shocked by how well it is because you're not expecting it to be that good because you've never heard of it
It's
before,
because it's
right?
been promoted as just a low budget indie film.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's-
literally
it's so
remember
good.
you saying to me, because I watched it with you and
Yeah.
your daughter.
Yeah.
I remember you saying to me, check this out. These guys are indie guys.
Yeah.
And they got the #1 on Netflix right
Yeah.
now. And so we watched it. Yeah. And
It's
it was well deserved.
fucking amazing,
It was well
dude.
deserved.
well, it's interesting. It's interesting because, like, look, I used to test movies for a living, right? And so what I discovered in this process is that there are literally so few good actual movies, right? Like, we tested this movie. We didn't do a organized test screening. I did like 20 different like screenings at my house. I mean, they weren't scientific in the way that we gave people fried chicken and wine or something. I think, but we did do focus groups after them, each
Okay.
one, and we
Get some
culled all
feedback.
the data from 5 different screenings of 20 people. So we had 100, cards, let's call it, and so
Okay.
we could see some, patterns in the data, right?
Yeah.
What we found out from those test screenings is like 2 things. One, the movie scored, when you score a movie, when you rate a movie, they ask you, how would you score it? The excellent, very good, good, fair, poor, right? And we learned that most of our hits were in the very good section. There's very little rejection. There was no
Yeah.
fairs or poors, very few goods, in fact, but most everything was very good. Not excellent, but we didn't have enough money to be excellent.
Right,
right.
So that
you gotta have a bigger budget.
So that was one thing. That was one
Yeah.
score. The other
Yeah.
score that really matters for people is how would you definitely recommend it. Basically, would you definitely recommend it to a friend, right? And that score is so important because you telling a friend to come see this movie
Yes.
is far more is worth far more than any trailer I can pay to have cut.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And so that's what we found is that score was very high too. So
Okay.
what did we do with this information? Well, we weren't as afraid to continue going after journalists. We knew they wouldn't rate the movie shitty. What happens in the lifespan of a movie is this. If you're smart, you get into a film festival, like a bigger name film festival, and then when you get in the big one, you call the small ones you want to get into too, or even the other big ones. Say, hey, listen, we got into this one. I just want to send you the movie because they've already said yes. It's kind of a cool, shiny thing, and then invariably you don't have to pay an entry fee. You don't.
Right.
They'll just be like, oh, they took it already. Oh, let me send it my way. Let me watch it.
We'll
Right.
waive that
So
fee,
they watch
yeah.
it, and now they say yes. Now you're in for free, right?
Which is the
And
way
so
to
we
go.
did that, and we went all over the world. and we went to like 17 different film festivals, the big ones, like all over the world, like from Manchester to to Melbourne. I flew from Manchester to Melbourne. That's like one of the most horrible flights you can ever do in your life.
Oh my God, yeah,
It's
forever
it's
and days and days.
like 26 hours in the air.
Oh.
It's insane. But again,
Fuck that.
but my point is that not getting sidetracked. So we did the work to do the festival circuit, right, and to build awareness. The problem with the horror movies now is that there's so many of them that it's really hard to rise above the noise. Yeah, you can have a great like poster that some kid in the Philippines made you, and the kids in the Philippines are doing amazing work.
They fucking
They
and
are.
they're cheap.
Kill it.
They're cheap as fuck.
They're
Yeah.
killing it.
Dude, our Pay the Lady poster came from the Philippines.
It's
Nice,
great,
yeah.
dude. It's
They're-
great
they're
artwork. It's
talented
fucking
over there.
perfect.
But,
Yeah.
but I'm
They
telling
really
you, the peso versus the dollar, they're happy. $1,000 is going to set that person up for fucking
Oh
a
shit,
month,
yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
bro.
right? You know, they'll give you as many passes at it as you want.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Yeah.
So,
It's beautiful.
but my point is this: like, you have to rise above the noise. And how do you do this? I would tell anybody that pre-production, production, and post-production is 40% of the game. 60% of the game is marketing the film, right? How do you rise above the noise? Like, hire a good publicist. Yeah, that's a good idea. Have a distributor that's sort of an honest-ish distributor. None of them are completely honest. I'll say this. Ours is actually pretty honest, but the problem is that they then sub-distribute to like other distributors around the world internationally, and you're like, how in Australia and New Zealand for like 15 days and we still have broken even, and all you gave us is like, whatever, I'm making up a number here, like $3,000 or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
How are we not paying us money now?
Right.
It's like so that's the problem. You have to find somebody who's really honest in that way and who's going to actually do some marketing. But then most of all, you have to be ready to market it yourself. Because like, look, for example, the distributor has a publicist. Well, we had a publicist during our festival run, and she was great. And like, basically we had like 25 Rotten Tomatoes accredited reviews, let's say, but we needed to get to like 40. And it was a thing where I was fighting with the publicist for the distributor. I was like, she's like, well, nobody in the movie. And I'm like, yeah, but how did this other girl get 25 fucking reviews? Well, you're supposedly more seasoned. Go out and do your fucking job, and at the end of the day, what happened is that like over the summer, what we would do, like we came out in April of 2020. We thought we were going to have a theatrical release. We're sitting there at the beginning of March, and we're like, this COVID thing, it'll blow over. It'll be fine.
Just starting.
By the middle of March, we're like, we are fucked.
Yeah.
I have allegedly, mortgaged and already paid off house to make this fucking movie. So we're gonna need to make this money back now, right? So
You're like, oh shit.
so
Here we go again.
well, so basically, in the month of we found out in April we had begged Netflix to take a look at the movie, and they had rejected it twice. Then we did really well on VOD in the month of April. And we went back to Netflix like, hey, come on, like look how well we did. And they were like, all right, we'll take you. We'll give you very little money, but we'll take you. And we're like, thank you. Fucking begging these sons, whatever.
That's what
They're
you
nice
do,
people.
man.
Whatever.
I get it. I get it.
Well, you don't say no until they don't say yes until they say yes, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
anyway, so long short, what happened is that over the summer, we knew we were going to be on Netflix in August, and we found out in May we're gonna be on. We had the whole summer to be on VOD, and we were like during the height of COVID, like you couldn't go out, you're inside, you're
No,
stuck.
it's a good time to be on there. Yeah.
Digitally, yeah. Fuck
Well, yeah,
it
I mean, we got weirdly lucky with that.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a meta movie about like not trusting your neighbors, and we were
know,
clearly
right?
not trusting our neighbors.
Perfect
right?
timing.
It's an oxymoron.
But what I ended up doing, because like I had nothing to do, is like I would go look at like shitty horror movies on Rotten Tomatoes, and I would see who gave that movie a good review. And then I'd write them a letter and say, hey, listen, I'm just a producer and we're doing a post-mortem on how our
You
publicist
are
did over
lying.
here.
You did not do that.
Smart.
Of course, yeah, no, let me finish.
That's
So
actually
I'd write them a
really
thing.
smart.
I'd write them a letter and say, hey, listen, we're just doing a post-mortem on how our publicist did. I just want to make sure we love your site. Just want to make sure that, they sent you a copy of the... Oh, they didn't send you a copy? I'm going to send you a copy right now. Right this long. And invariably, we knew if they liked that piece of shit, then they're going to love our piece.
I love you, man. I love you. I love
I think
you.
it's great.
I managed to get like
Brilliant.
45 more reviews doing this.
Wow.
And it was like we got up to 83 reviews. I think it's 83 or 80, maybe it's 83. I think 83 reviews. And 88% certified fresh. And people would argue that certified fresh doesn't make a difference for horror movies. Yeah, for some horror movies it doesn't. But for movies that are like kind of skirting the line between
that
perhaps
thriller
the psychological thriller and like that,
Mhm.
it makes a fucking difference. And if no one, no one of serious note, I mean, like I love everyone who stars in this movie. I think they're important to me, but maybe people don't know them, right?
Right.
So it's a thing. If you don't have any stars, then you better have something else. And the reviews are just that. Reviews will be very helpful. And then, look on iTunes and even like Peacock, for example, they're putting that Rotten Tomatoes score right next to your goddamn movie.
Right.
So when people are scrolling through all this shit, like, oh wait, 88%. Well, I can take a gamble on that.
Give it a minute.
90 minutes.
Yeah, let me click this
Perfect.
button real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Wow.
So
It's
so
impressive.
that was the strategy over the summer, and keeping the awareness up was very key.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately that's what got us to #1 on Netflix. Also, the fact that people would tell their friends.
Yeah.
Those are
Word
the
of
two
mouth.
things that did that.
Yep.
And like I was trying to my point at the end was this: there's not that many good horror movies every year. I mean, you are seriously lucky if you get 20 good horror movies every year. So if you do have the scores to say be in that top 20, you better fucking shout it from the fucking mountaintop and just like literally. And if it has a chance or the possibility of being a franchise and having a sequel, then you sure as fuck better do it. And look, Netflix paid us a shitty amount of money. We were still hyping the fuck out of that movie because we knew the more people watch it, the more people who will potentially in the future watch the second one. Perhaps they'll even pay money to go see the movie theatrically, a la our friends Terrifier 2
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
going on,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything we do, like even this press push we're making right now for these 8 different AVOD platforms we're about to launch on. If you can watch it on Tubi or Freevee. I think they pay us the most.
They
That's
pay
right.
the most, yes.
We love TubiTv. All of our shit's on TubiTv.
Yeah, I have
everything
a
on
movie on
TV.
there too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but that's the point though. Like you do push us for all these things, especially if you know you have something that's going to be a that is considered very good, and B that you have a franchise for. It's stupid not to do a press push every single time. Like I mean, if you're going to launch on Tubi, you should have like 13 or 14 different hopefully podcast interviews, reviews, even that you've tried to solicit in some way.
Because it's all exposure. It's all exposure.
Yeah, you think the
Yeah.
publicist is going to do the job. The publicist is going to work for you for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Publicist has other things to do. And God bless them. I mean, they do.
They try hard, but
Um,
anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but I'll tell you
Get
that.
yourself out there is good.
Never let a publicist tell you that Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter. Because clearly, she was wrong.
Did
right.
one try to tell you that?
I'm not naming any names.
Okay.
But, she knows who she is.
I love the hustle, man.
Yeah, no, it's
we
good.
we
Yeah.
are on many levels below where you guys are, but we have dabbled into filmmaking over the last 20 years, and in the last couple years, we've gotten to a point where we know our shit's pretty solid. We will always continually get better. But our first experience now with a movie that's making money is Sam's documentary that she created, and it is kicking ass on TubiTv. For us now,
By the way, the documentary is The Giant Pacific Octopus. Please check it out on TubiTv. Fucking promote, dude.
I'm trying. But again, this is a different level. So, by the way, welcome
Not
to
Vagiant. Not Vagiant Pacific.
not Vagiant. Yeah.
One slip up. A giant octopus. Whatever.
He'll never
Well,
live it
welcome
down.
to our level now of
So,
being
sorry,
on AVOD.
what is the actual name? I wanna-
The giant Pacific octopus.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an ongoing joke about.
I talk fast sometimes, especially when I'm doing disclaimers and stuff like that. And one time I said the vagina.
But to specific.
The giant Pacific octopus. And it was a vagiant. Vagiant, Chuck? Really?
We still make fun of him
Plus,
for it.
plus
That
Chuck
was
has
the
a lot of
joke.
vaginas on his mind. That's what he thinks about.
On his mind all the
Yeah,
time?
all the time. Yeah, it's constant vaginas
don't
flying
know
around.
about
They're like,
that.
then they have wings like little butterflies. They're just floating around your
Like
head.
Cupid.
Yeah,
Shoot that
exactly.
fucker
Yeah,
into-
yeah.
Are you guys done?
Yep.
I
Anyway.
was trying to make a point about something serious until you guys brought up vaginas.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
And it
It was
distracted
my
him.
fault.
But anyway, talking about being on TubiTV.
Yeah, he's on
And
our
promoting-
level.
and
Now
promoting
he's
yourself.
down into the AVOD level
Wait,
where
what?
we're at. Hey, welcome.
Stop it.
Thank you for joining us.
He's been on Netflix. We never did.
No, that's what I mean. He's down here where we're at, in the mud. And it's but you know what, dude? The AVOD platforms.
Well, we are also on Shudder.
Oh, shit.
Hey,
Just a quick reminder.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not down there yet, buddy.
By
That's
the
another
way.
great one. That's a great
We're not
platform.
all the way down there.
No, sorry, yeah, great.
Down
I appreciate it.
He's skimming the fat, dude. We're just swimming in it.
I'll tell you the truth. I actually we did 1 year deal with Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And then the renewal was coming up. They wanted to pay us the same shitty fee. I said no. I would rather us go on the AVOD platforms because I think we'll make a lot more money.
Yeah.
Well, our distributor disagreed with us, but they actually pointed something out to me, which was actually kind of smart at the end of the day. Hey, look, we'll do a deal with them where they'll do 6 months exclusive, and then they'll do 6 months that you can be on other platforms. But what they did not tell us was that what they told us later is that you can't be on AVOD platforms. We're like, what?
Oh.
What is the whole point of this? Like, I mean, we're taking less money that they're not be on, and they said we can be on SVOD platforms. So we could go on. We were able to go on Amazon Prime and also Shudder.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's the thing of it. At the end of the day, it was actually smarter because of the franchise thing to stay on Netflix because the viewership there is so much more robust than any of these places. I mean, fucking Shudder has 1 million subscribers. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I look at our social media and I, type in 1BR and Shudder and nothing comes up.
Right.
Like some I wrote comes up. Like there's no, like, I mean, Netflix I can't say the word, far and away has the biggest base of subscriptions and the most people who talk about things, I think, on social media is the stuff that's seen on Netflix typically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like we kind of from inside source, whatever, we know what our numbers are at Netflix.
Oh,
and
no
I
shit.
can say this. Yeah, 100 million plus people to watch this goddamn, and I'm not even counting the foreign countries. I'm just calling just the U.S. and Canada.
Wow.
100 million plus people have watched this movie on there. And so
can you imagine the numbers on AVOD if you got that?
Well, but here's the thing though. The awareness is there now.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
so even when we come on AVOD, okay, well, we'll make as much money as we would have made if we kept it on for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thing to sort of have boosted the numbers and kind of gotten into the public consciousness, let's say, like a Terrifier or something like that.
Yeah.
Because look, at the end of the day, like for the next movie, if I can I convince 1 million out of 100 million people? And here's the thing too. That's just not what numbers I'm kind of bounding about. Don't even actually include the first 6 months, where we actually were in the top 5 in some of those.
Yes.
And it's and so we're gonna actually know hard numbers for this AVOD launch and like see this whole year how it does. I suspect. I mean, Tubi has 60 million subscribers in its own right?
Yeah.
I mean, and we're on like 8 different platforms. I mean, I hazard to guess another 60 million people will watch the film before this year is done.
Yeah. That's easy.
If we've done our job,
yeah, for sure.
Which the product you created will do the job.
Yes,
and your marketing pushes now will help that happen.
Yeah.
This show will.
We'll see. Knock on wood.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's really good. It stands up to everything else.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good.
It absolutely really is a solid picture.
You can see why it made #1 on Netflix.
Absolutely. It's those anomalies.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's like in the indie world, it's not easy to do.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, around the Reallandia. How are you guys? Welcome to another session installment. I don't like installment, but I don't know what else to call these things. I'm still struggling with that. Of Coach's Corner. I guess I could say I'm your host, right? I haven't done that one yet. I'm your host of Coach's Corner, which is a little segment in the middle of some of the Around the Reels. Are you giving your gift? So first of all, it's been 2 weeks. I didn't do Coach's Corner last week. Why? Because I went to San Francisco. I'll tell you about that in a second. But what was pointed out to me by one of my faithful listeners, one of my students, he messaged me and he's like, "No, are you giving your gift?" Apparently, I didn't say it because since I did the gift episode, if you will, which I think is the third and fourth episodes are about giving your gift, which is the foundation of what I feel is my work. So I invite you to go ahead to find Coach's Corner page on YouTube, and you can find those segments. And then I just started with, every episode asking that question, and then all of a sudden I didn't do it last week. And look at this, I didn't start the timer. Okay, timer started. So that first minute doesn't count because it hasn't been counted on the timer. So yeah, funny enough, I forgot to ask it because I kind of like asking it. I kind of like it being a show opener, right? Are you giving your gift? What gift? You are the gift. Are you giving your gift to the world? Are you giving your gift to save the planet? Because that's what we're up to here. If you haven't been listening and you're joining us for the first time, we are saving the world. We are saving the planet. Sound arrogant to you? Tough shit. I don't care. Consider joining the party. We need you. And I mean that with all great, great love. We really do. And we want you on our side. Why? Because we're a bunch of artists here to do our thing. I'm just here to tell you that our thing is so much fucking bigger than you can imagine. So work with me here. Just come along. Trust me. It's going to be good. You're going to do your work anyway, right? It's only going to be better. It's only going to be better if you can start to tap into giving your gift. Why? Because if you are confident in giving your gift, you have to be confident in you. Because you are the gift. So, with that, what the hell am I going to talk about? I'm still waiting for an email. Somebody someday is going to email thecoachrick@gmail.com. That's an account that exists for Coach's Corner. And if you have any questions, if you want to talk to me about my acting classes, I teach 3 classes a week. Monday nights in person here in Spokane. I have a Wednesday night on Zoom. That's 6:30 to 9:30. That's Pacific Standard Time. East Coasters, you want a class? Talk to me. I'll set up a time. Let's do it. I would like nothing more than if I could teach full time. I substitute teach currently, which is very interesting. I stick to high schools, but I also have a Thursday evening class that's also in person in Coeur d'Alene at Mystery Ridge Movie Ranch. So I love my classes. I love my students, and they're I don't like even the word classes. I definitely don't like the word students. I've recently told them, stop calling yourself a student. Start calling yourself an artist. Consider yourself colleagues with me as your fellow students. We are artists. We are collaborators. If you are in the filmmaking world, which I know many of us around the reel are, we are collaborators. We come together with many different experts to create a final product. It's such a beautiful, beautiful process of so many, hopefully, like-minded individuals. Unfortunately, the industry does not foster that. It definitely gets experts. It doesn't foster them being a cohesive unit whatsoever. It's so compartmentalized and very often inhumane. But that's a different topic. I did have something I wanted to share. And yes, my base, my foundation is acting. I'm an actor. I'm an acting coach. But I really do try to speak to all artists. And I do think a lot of this applies to all of us who are in, let's call it the performance category, right? So I had an audition. Now this specific to the actor folk, it was a Zoom audition. And they also made it clear and was reiterated that this would be the only audition. There wouldn't even be callbacks. So this was going to obviously being recorded for the directors and producers, maybe. I mean, at least the director. So the casting director's going to audition with you. She has a reader, her assistant. And she'll give you some notes, and you'll do it again. So I did the first scene twice. I did the second scene 3 times. I felt like I gave her exactly what she was asking for. How do I know that? Because I felt very good about it, right? Good to great. Now, that being said, my confidence levels are much higher now. Why? Well, because I have a 6.5+ year lab that I've been running. My Monday night class is the original, and I've been teaching it for over 6.5 years. And I'm the only one who's ever showed up to every class. Kind of has to be that way, right? So, you want to teach a class, it's on you. Yeah, true. But what I've discovered is showing up makes the biggest fucking difference in the world. You don't show up, you're going to miss out. You don't practice, you're going to miss out. I don't care if it's your instrument. I don't care if it's your canvas. I don't care if it's whatever. Show up or shut up. Ooh, that's a good one. Show up or shut up. Because if you show up, you're earning the right. If you show up, you are definitely. And just tonight, I discovered I don't like the word growth anymore. How can you grow when you have it all inside you already? And this is what I tell my students. You have it all inside you already. Fuck looking to some teacher to teach you something that you don't know. And especially when they tell you that you don't know and they're going to teach you. Fuck that, fuck them. You have it all inside you already. I provide a space for you to discover that. Not grow, to discover. Or, you want to get into a bigger head trip, rediscover. Different conversation. So, did the audition. Hey, cool, awesome. Felt really good about it. And really confident going into it. I had the sides for a couple of days. Sides or scripts, okay? The scenes that we're going to audition for. So that was on a Tuesday. Then I fly to San Francisco for my dad's birthday. My dad's 83rd birthday. So I flew down with the wife and kids back home to the home I grew up in. So I got to see mom and dad, get some mama hugs, and just be home, which always great for me. Maybe not for everybody, for me. And Friday night, get an email, text from my agency saying you are on hold for the dates of end of November to, end of December, let's call it. And I check in and I'm like, is this a booking or is this just being put on hold? No, it's just a hold. They just want to seek approval. Okay. Well, come Monday, follow-up. Are you available for these hold dates? Well, yeah, of course I'm available. It's a freaking feature films, union feature film. I'll make myself available. That's my job as an actor, as far as I'm concerned, right? Which is why I work as a substitute teacher. It's a little job I can have that I get to set the schedule, so I'm available to do what? To do what I love, which is acting. And so I'll ask again, is this still a hold now that you're asking if I'm available? And they're like, yes, it's still a hold. Tentative dates are these 2 days, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to give away anything that I shouldn't be giving away, because that's how that works in the industry as well. So I'm being very, very general. But yes, it's not an official booking, but these are the tentative dates. They want to make sure you're available. Okay, great. Well, today I got an email saying that I've been released from the hold. The director has gone another way, and I have to read it to you because I can't remember crap. my agent was awesome, letting them know that I'd be willing to work in another role, and even for more days than the 2 that this character had. And the casting director said that my audition was superb. So they're hoping that they could find another role for me because they're about to release other roles for submissions. So here I am thinking this is basically a booking. No, it's a hold, right? And a hold, and I have plenty of people I know who've gone through this as well. You get on hold, you get excited, you don't get the gig. It happens. I shared this with my class on our message thread, and some people put some sad faces there, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, and I'm just gonna pull this up and read this, and I'm already at like the 10-minute mark. God dang it, this really stinks. This 10-minute thing. I want to ramble. I said, no sad faces, nothing to be sad about. I gave them exactly what I was asked for. I gave what I was, what? Maybe I didn't write this very well. I gave exactly what I was asked for and felt great about it. I have no idea what the deciding factors were. And honestly, I don't need to know. I know that I'm doing my work and I'm doing me for me and not anyone else. I'm gonna repeat that line. I know that I am doing my work and doing me for me and not anyone else. Well, except the world that I'm helping to save. Love you all. There's a moment of, fuck, that sucks. And then it's over. I gave them exactly what they fucking asked for. And even that, I don't care. Because why? Because I was doing me. I'm not apologizing for me. Remember, we don't apologize. I've talked about that before too. You want me to talk more about that? Let me know. Send me an email at thecoachrick@gmail.com. Do you. Stop apologizing. Stop trying to fit into someone else's whatever bullshit idea. Be you, because you know what? You're the only you. Do you. Love you guys. Have a great night. Take care.
It's not.
No,
It's not.
It isn't.
It's not easy to make it there. Where you have made it, it's amazing.
Yeah, and
it's amazing.
The film kicks ass, yes, but
It is
like
good.
he said, the behind the stuff, the work you have to do to get it out there, to get the exposure. You know, making a deal with Netflix would definitely. I mean, imagine if that happened to us with a film. The exposure alone, they could pay me dick. You know what I mean? I don't care. To get on the platform.
You don't care about making money as long as you get to expose yourself.
If I had to eat a year just to get a film up on Netflix, I know in the long run, like he said, after that run, we are going to make some money because now you've got that tag, you've got that exposure through them. Because anybody says, "Oh, your movie's on Netflix," it's a different level. Right. You understand? I get it.
I hope it works in your favor. I mean,
the sad part of it is they're not taking that many films anymore.
Yeah.
Like that, we were really an anomaly.
Yeah, you were an anomaly from the get. Yeah.
They don't take a lot of films, unfortunately. But you know, I think look, it was such a nightmare to make this movie. Like, I'll just say this, like, you know, why? I mean, doing everything that you have to do in the marketing end of it was a pleasure compared to like actually having to make this horrible film. In so much. We had so much shit that went wrong that just wasn't like our fault, like just beyond our control. And we're just like, all right, like, you know. We had a pre-production. We had a big fire that was like a forest fire in California is very famous for these things. So there's one next to the Getty Museum, the Mulholland Fire it was called, and it looked like Mordor. And our offices were there, and we couldn't get to our offices, and we kept on checking Google Earth to see if our offices had burned down, because we were just like, what's going on here? But the one thing we did know it was really, we're right next to the veterans graveyard, right? The big veterans. And so we knew they're not going to let those people burn a second
They're
time.
not. Yeah, it's not gonna go that far.
They kept on like coming in with planes and just dumping water,
Yeah, I
right?
bet.
So we're like, I think they're not going to let us burn because the veterans.
Best place
It's
to
like,
be next door to.
so that was one thing, and then the other
That's
thing
good.
was we lost like our whole cast, like the main cast, like 3 days before shooting.
What?
We had a much more famous actress who was going to play the Sarah part,
Oh,
Really?
and yeah, it's we're shooting on a Thursday, it's a Monday, and like you do, like as independent producer, you wear many hats, and that day I was going to get feminine energy drink from a Gelson's, which is a fancy grocery store in Marina Del Rey. And her agent calls us up and she's like, she's out. Doesn't give a reason. She's just out. We're like, we've signed contracts, whatever. They know you're not going to sue them. I know you don't have the money to sue them. I mean, we did have the money to sue them, then we wouldn't be making a movie. But yeah. So the other error that we made was we hired her quote unquote friend or boyfriend allegedly. I don't know what this guy meant to her, but she made us hire him. And he was some douchebag on like a CW vampire, some shitty CW vampire show.
Oh my god!
And I was
dude.
like, well,
you guys missed out, huh?
I've never watched the show, but I know if he's good enough for the CW, he's got to be good enough for us, right? So,
Spoken like an independent producer.
He drops out, and then we go to the bar next door to the market because we're just like freaking out. Like I'm about to throw open the gut. This is the funny part. So I find the feminine energy drink. What's happening is that I can't say the feminine energy drink company is actually, because they were actually nice enough. They were sending us like a whole pallet, like from the floor to the roof, worth of this fucking drink, right?
Okay.
For your actress.
Okay.
Yeah, but we would also give it product placement or some shit, or whatever. But they're sending us this stuff, and like, it's not going to arrive till 3 days into production. So I was like, I better go pick up some. So we go get some, and I get a case, and I'm like, can you check in the bag and see if there's another case? And the guy's like, well, I don't think there is, but I'm going to go look. Okay, so he goes and looks. Meanwhile, her agent calls her, she's out. This guy comes back, he's like, I found a case, another case. And we're like, we don't need it.
We don't need it. We don't even want it.
And we called the company, we're like, should we send it back, or what do you want? And she's like, you just keep it. And I'm like, all right. And so we drank, everyone like drinking this shitty, it's not shitty. I never tried it at all. I'll be honest. I was so
Disclaimer.
I was so mad at that bitch for dropping out, and I was like, I'm not
touching that
Not
shit.
drinking your shit.
So
drinking
anyway,
that
I mean, sorry,
feminine
not
bitch's
she was
juice.
not a bitch, she was an alleged bitch.
Right.
But anyway, so
It's just a compliment.
Disclaimer.
Long story short, though, we go to the bar, sit down, trying to drink and hang out, and just try to figure this out, like what the fuck we gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get another call. The lady who's supposed to play Miss Stanhope, her husband has collapsed, been rushed to the hospital. He's dead.
Oh, for fuck's
So
sake, dude.
now she's out too, and we're just like, what the fuck do we
But
do
he
here?
already
And so
died.
we
I'm sorry, that's horrible.
right? I mean, that's what I was thinking. But anyway, so what happens is we end up moving the movie back a week. Like, so it's Monday, we move back to the next Monday to buy us some time.
Okay.
Nicole Bryan Bloom was always David Marmer's first choice. Our first choice, in fact, too. But this other more seductive, more popular actress who had like 4 million Instagram followers. Like, this is the kind of shit you have to like pay attention to as a producer nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
So this woman could come in, and we had to literally put a gun to David Marmer, our amazing writer-director's head, and say, look, he puts us in the black, like right away. We gotta do this. And so we flew him up to, I don't know, where Vancouver or wherever the fuck this place is, where she was shooting her shitty Buffy the Vampire like rip-off show.
Okay.
And we let him work with her a couple times until he felt comfortable that okay, she's good, she'll work out, and then she fucking drops out on us. So we call Nicole Bryan Bloom, and she lives in New York, and she's like, okay, I'll come out there. The soonest I can get out there is like on Friday. And so she flies out, and she's so young. In fact, I pick her up from the airport, by the way, and I take her to the rental car place because she's too young to rent the car, right? So another Gunga Din sort of mission for the producer.
That's right. Do whatever we fucking do to make this shit happen.
That's what you guys do.
That's what we do.
She's great though. Well worth it. She's great.
She got 3 hours. She got 3 hours to rehearse with David Marmer.
You're shitting.
That's
Wow,
it.
dude. Yeah, she fucking
3 hours.
What?
And this
She's
girl's an amazing
good.
actress. She's
Wow.
actually going to be on the second season of the Gilded Age, the This
Oh, yeah.
HBO period piece show. I tried to watch it. I just couldn't get through it.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I know. I think I saw
sad.
the
There's
I
some
mean,
things
it's
I like to
a
watch
perfectly
tonight.
fine show, by the way.
Right.
I mean, I don't watch Downton Abbey either, so
Yeah.
don't sue me. You know, it's like this is what it is. But she's gonna be in the second season. We're very proud of her. We really want to see
Yeah.
her, do whatever. So I will
She's
try to
great.
watch again. I will make the attempt again to watch the show just for her. But she came out, and then on fast forward to Friday, we're sitting there. It's like Friday morning, and I'm just begging friends, can you send me? Do you guys know any older lady actresses you recommend? And like people are sending me reels and stuff, and IMDb link, pro links, whatever.
Mhm.
So I watched Susan Davis's reel, and then there's a phone number at the end of it, and I called them, and I'm thinking I'm going to get her agent or manager, but I don't. I get her.
Oh, she
Wow.
answered.
And I'm like,
That's
this,
fucking old school. Dope.
this is highly inappropriate, but I'm going to pitch you the movie, and I'm going to pitch you us, so you can know. By the end of it, she's like, I never been in a cult movie before.
I love her already.
Oh, man.
So
Gangster.
she's great. She's great. She's
Yeah.
a funny lady. Like I went over to her house to drop off the DVD, and she was like wearing short shorts, and like I was like,
Sweet.
okay.
She's badass. I love her.
Badass.
She is.
Yeah, she's
That's
dope.
awesome.
She's a free spirit, and she's Robert Altman's cousin.
No shit. No shit. Okay.
Wow.
Robert Altman made her come out. He's like, look, these broads out here can't act. I know you can act. Come out here. I'll get you some work.
That's
So
gangster.
so she's cool. She's got great stories. So anyway, it's 9:30 in the morning. By 11:30, we signed her. So check that off. We got that. Okay, now we're sitting there at Barney's Beanery in Santa Monica getting drunk again at 7 at night because we still don't have the male lead, and we're just like calling everyone we know. Like we're friends with like Jason Blubbs, the head of post production, and that guy's trying to like call around to CAA and WME and all the agencies who don't give a shit about our little movie and make them stay open later to find us this last person. And then we get a call like around 7:30 or something like this, and it's Giles Maddie's agent at Gersh, and he's like, yeah, he's in. And we're like,
Wow.
what fucking took so long? Like, and he was driving down from San Francisco, had to pull over to the side of the road, and then he like read the script on his phone.
Wow.
But he just read his part.
Okay.
And at first I was like kind of insulted by this.
Like, read the
But then
fucking story,
my
bro.
friend, well, my friend Naomi tells me like, look, actors just want to work, and we just want to make sure that we're not in a porn or a snuff film. So we'll just read our parts sometimes. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense.
All right.
So anyway, we were just sitting there like 7:30. We're just like, I think we're making a movie. If everyone shows up on Monday, and so that's they did show up.
So
and that's what
everyone
happened,
showed up
so.
on Monday.
Everybody start drinking
Holy
coffee.
shit, man. That's
That
crazy.
is great. What an insane experience.
The beginning of that fucking movie was fucking crazy. Like, and how was the set when you guys are shooting? I mean, location-wise, you guys, being an indie person, I'm like, all right, they've got like what? They got an office space, and they've got this apartment complex. Pretty much, that's it. And you sell this
Well,
story.
that
so what else?
the stuff that's on the outside of the apartment, it's a functioning apartment. Like, I mean, there's people living there
Mm-hmm.
to the point that, and to be fair, like, it was mostly a very positive experience filming there because the people like who were the actual tenants of that place were just like, they knew the drill. They were cool. They were like, hey, can I be in this?
Yeah,
And
can I
I'm
be in your
like,
movie?
free extra?
Yeah.
Go sign that paper. Yes, you can be. Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, you have children? Bring the children. No, I'm kidding. I didn't bring children. But anyways, children are a whole other headache. So like, people state of California on before.
If you
but
have their
they were
parents with
only-
them, you're good.
I mean, well, long story short, I got my nephew to be in the movie, who's
Nice.
free as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was good too. But the only other problem we ever had is dogs barking, shit like that. We didn't
Right.
go knock on someone's door. Hey, listen,
Oh yeah.
give
All the
them
same
$20
old-
to $20. Give them $20 to go walk that dog, and you go with them.
Yeah. Well worth the money.
The PAs or whatever.
Right.
You know.
You don't see him for a
Yeah.
couple
20's not good
hours.
enough?
Hey, let's take the dog over
20's
there.
not- 20's not good enough. Give them 40. Go for a walk.
It's all worth it.
So
Take him to Starbucks
yeah,
to go buy.
That's
but
funny.
so yeah, that was a challenge. But everything else, I mean, I'll tell you one other story, but I'll tell you the actual shooting. Everything that you see inside the apartment, every different kind of different apartment, that's a soundstage. We
okay.
No
we
shit.
every night they would redress that apartment to be something different.
Wow.
Okay.
And we had an amazing production designer, Cardo Jatan, and like these guys every morning would come to that set, and it'd be like, holy shit, okay.
Wow.
So we shot at the apartment for like 4 days, and then we shot like on that soundstage and mostly the soundstage, but then they shot some stuff at my house, my old house, different times. And we shot the first 15 days, and then we went back and edited and everything, and then we decided we needed to change we wanted a different ending for it, so we came back. We shot in 2017 in December, and then we came back September of 2018 because it was the only time we get the band back together. And we shot like 2 alternative endings for it, one of which is the one you see now. And the other thing is we got sort of more little things we were missing within certain scenes, certain emotions, and different things like this. And so it really did help. Like doing that really did help the overall product, and it cost us a lot more money, frankly. But it was worth it because at the end of the day, like our whole thing was that like it was my producing partner and myself put the money in, and then the writer director David Marmer, he put the money in too, right? Wow. And so our whole thing was like, look, I don't care if this movie makes a dime. This needs to be a good movie. Like that's all I care. Like we'll get the money back one day somehow, some way, whatever. But I just need it to be a good movie, and so that was our missive, and we were very patient with each other because it took a long time. Like we didn't actually then premiere till 2019. But anyways, going back to production, one more nightmare thing in production is that one night I get a text. Something really bad has happened, but I think it's going to be okay. And I don't get this text.
And that's all you get?
So I wake up and I have this text.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what happened here? Like, it's like 5 a.m. I'm calling this dude, like, what happened? And this is what happened. So we had our 3 production trucks. We would park them every night in front of our offices. Now, the office is actually in a nice area. Like I said, it's next to the Veterans Graveyard over there.
Sure.
It's in like what they would consider to be sort of almost Bel Air. On a busy street, I'll say that. It's along Sepulveda, which is a very busy street. And so we had 3 production trucks that were lined up, and we had a production PA sleeping in the middle truck. At 3 o'clock in the morning, one of the nights of production, this white Escalade pulls up, no plates. 3 dudes get out, break into the first truck. They break into the first truck, and in 8 minutes, they're driving away with it. One guy is driving with it. The other 2 get out and get back in the Escalade.
Okay.
They don't try to steal any other trucks, just the one truck. And thank God they didn't, because I think the parking PA had a gun. So who knows how that would have turned out.
Yeah, no shit.
But this parking PA is just like fucking A1. He like gets in his own car and gives chase to this truck. And he's on the phone with the police. And they're like, sir, you need to stand down. And he's like, I will not stand down. I will not stand down until you are behind this truck and in chase, in pursuit, And so, and now it's a televised high-speed chase.
Yeah, man. He wanted to OJ it, bro. He had to OJ it.
Because what happens is that they get near the Felix sign, which is a kind of an iconic sign in LA. It's near USC, right? It's kind of near South Central. So they get over there, and all of a sudden, like the spotlight from the helicopter goes on that truck, and then like 2 cop cars pulling right behind, and they're just like blaring. This guy tries to take off. He's like going down into USC, and he's running around, and he's fucking up the truck's engine because he's trying to like drive this huge truck. And they finally catch him. And this is all on TV, by the way. And in fact, as a shameless producer, I shall plug the Blu-ray has this footage on there.
I love it.
Because we tell the tale at Fantasia. And then they show the footage of the guy being arrested. And never let anybody tell you that LA cops aren't nice, because they pull this guy out of the car, and lo and behold, he's what we call the handsome felon. He's actually a good-looking guy. We're like, and the police are so nice to him. We're like, LA cops are beat the shit out of him. Nope, not to the handsome felon. They're so nice to him. I wish they could just like back of the head with you. Please, just do something bad. Anyway, none of that happened.
He's too handsome. They can't.
He's way too handsome. And Naomi Grossman, who plays Janice in the film, has always postulated it like, look, she thinks he's quite handsome, and her character has lost somebody, and maybe Janice is looking for love again. Or I postulated maybe he could be our monkey butler and work off the restitution that he fucking owes us.
In your movie.
Right.
Do it.
Which is like three or $4 grand. You work for free. It's his restitution.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
We'll see. But I don't know. I've never heard anything more about it. Essentially, he supposedly he was new to the ring. It's a truck stealing ring that had never been caught before, and he's new to the ring. And he gets he turns state's evidence apparently. And has a reduced sentence or something. I don't know. I think he was in jail 1.5 years, or I don't know what. I don't even remember this guy's name, but I just
your
know that he
movie
never
made
paid
it
us
longer
any
than
money.
he did.
It's one.
I
Bro.
mean,
He literally.
well, anyway,
one, bro.
on the American
bro.
Blu-ray, you can see that if you choose to purchase it. I think I don't know how much it costs right now, but I know I don't
Totally
make very
worth
much
it.
money off of that. You'll buy it digital if you can, but if you want to see the handsome palette, buy it for that.
Or you can just send us a copy,
Unbelievable stories.
That's
dude.
so
That's
crazy.
fucking great.
That's
dude.
so crazy.
But with all this shit that happened, all the craziness.
Well, I was
that
gonna say, we didn't. Here's the thing: we didn't tell the cast, we didn't tell the crew, we didn't tell David Marmer about this.
Okay.
We just said, "Hey, everybody, we're starting an hour late. Enjoy an extra hour of sleep or whatever it is."
Oh my
And
God.
Sounds like
didn't
me.
tell them shit.
Yeah.
Didn't tell them shit because
Wow.
we're like, we have like a 15-day. We're not gonna fucking have you talking about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking learn your lines, So we
No
didn't
distractions.
tell anybody. We ended up telling David during one of the rap parties because we had two because we had two different sets of shoots. We told him then, and then we didn't even tell the cast until actually at Fantasia when we were telling the story, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
You remember that day when I was really a dick? Now you know why.
Well, we're
That's
that
crazy.
day when we said, well, we know that the rental company was great. They got another truck over there. They put everything from here to there, and if there was something like
To the point
broken
where
or
no one
missing,
knew.
they
Nobody
yeah.
even knew.
I mean, it was the
That's
perfect crime, literally the perfect crime. No one was, no one knew,
Oh, that's
and
funny.
thankfully so, because I think these things delay things, and so long
Yeah.
short though, it's the nightmare of production. Is like what I say. Like I don't enjoy production as a producer. The best words I like that come out of the first AD's mouth that are moving on. Moving on means I'm gonna make my day. I don't have to pay overtime. I don't have to do all these things. Moving on is like it's music to my ears, right? So
Yeah.
long short though is that we got through the nightmare of production, only to face the nightmare of post production, which was just like when you don't have money, you depend on favors. Things gonna take a lot longer.
Yeah, they take a minute. Yeah, they got
So you're trying to look for like cheap VHX smoke for dead cat that looks like shit, and then everyone, and this is not spoiling anything by the way, because this is in the trailer, so I don't feel like we're giving up anything. But the one thing people hate the most about the movie is we kill a fucking cat,
I
right?
loved it.
And it's a thing
I
where
don't like it.
people literally write us like reviews. We're like, I heard
You
they
killed
killed
a
a cat in this movie, and I've never seen it, and half a star because you killed a cat. Like fuck you! Like this isn't a legitimate review.
Thank God you didn't kill a
but-
dog.
Yeah, then in
Literally.
Oh,
Godfather.
That would've been way
I
worse.
know.
That would've been way
It's-
You know what's funny? David Marmer loves cats. If he was in this interview, he'd have a cat like crawling across the keyboard right here. It's the worst. It's the worst thing you can imagine, which is why he put it in the movie, right?
Right,
And people
exactly.
don't
Crazy
understand
cat,
that.
dude.
It's that factor. It's just like that. Fuck.
Yeah.
Crazy cat.
They
dude.
just killed a cat.
Funny how no
Yeah,
one got
I know
pissed
what
off
you-
in The Godfather
and
when
yeah,
they chopped the head off a horse and put it in the fucking bed. They don't give a shit about
That's
it.
a
Fuck
fucking
horses,
horse.
yeah, but no, don't fuck with the cat. It's like what?
I'm telling you, the cat thing has been like the worst thing. If I could go back in time, here's the funny thing. Like when we were testing it, I wanted to see more of the cat. Actually, I wanted that cat to come out of the oven and his head
no,
explode.
I get
and,
it.
All on fire.
I wanted that really badly. And I'll tell you the truth. What we found out from the testing is that 75% of the audience did not want that.
No.
In fact, they wanted less of the cat.
Yeah.
And so I lost that because I was ready to pay like somebody to like make this like
You were
CG
like,
cat.
Let's see
and,
the
like,
whole
Yeah.
cat
Yeah.
on fire.
Hey, Robert Bravo.
whatever.
Need you
But
really quick.
I lost. I lost that fight, and you gotta listen to the audience. And what we found out though was that the 25% that did want to see more cat were hardcore horror fans,
Yeah.
and such as myself, let's say.
Yeah.
And what we know is that our movie's not a hardcore horror movie.
Mhm.
We're not
No.
fucking Terrifier 2, right?
Right.
Like I
It's
mean, we're
not
we're
hardcore, no.
psychological thriller with elements of horror,
Mhm.
but we're not a straight up like gore fest, whatever. So it was not the right fit for that particular thing. But it's something that you have to spend money on in post production when you're looking at it and like it looks like shit. Like let's put more VFX smoke. How much is this gonna cost me? Oh, another $2,000. Fucking, we made a money over here. Like so you have to go through all these kinds of things and trials and tribulations and I'll tell you another thing too. Don't submit your film to film festivals before it's completely finished. Because you think they can look with better eyes than that. They can't. They can't.
No.
We got rejected
We haven't
from
done film
16.
festivals at all.
Well, I mean, look, if you have something that you consider that's of quality and you think that these things help get the word out and stuff. I mean, especially these bigger film festivals that are kind of marketplaces as well. Like Citrus and Fantasia Fest are the two biggest genre film festivals in the world,
Mhm.
but they're also marketplaces where people come and they, a lot of distributors come and they want to and we had that exact same thing happen to us at Fantasia. We were there and basically 7 different distributors wanted to make offers on the film
Yeah,
right
that makes
away,
sense.
and we were like, wait, we're not taking any offers, so we did a second screening and then we'll entertain offer. We had the
Yeah.
choice, we had the
Yeah,
chance
so
to
sorry.
be
No, you're fine.
choosy,
Mhm.
thankfully, and so that was sort of a blessing in that regard. But that was it was part of the process, right? You get through post production. Now we're on to trying to sell this fucker,
Yeah.
and the selling of the film is where you get most independent filmmakers get screwed.
Right.
You really need to do your due diligence. Look, if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, listen, I'm going to give you making up numbers here, 150,000 mg, but I got to have the movie for 15 years,
Mhm.
and I got to and the split's going to be, da, da, da." You got to really go see what the real worth of your film is, and the way you learn that, frankly, is by talking to other filmmakers that
Yeah.
are repped by this distributor,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. See what
Just
they
go
gonna
into
do.
IMDb Pro. Everyone needs to have an IMDb Pro account,
Absolutely.
or just share it.
Drop
I
the
know it's
20 some
expensive,
bucks
share
a
it,
month and just have it. Yep. I agree.
So you go look at what films are repped by that particular distributor who's approached you, right? Because this is a part of it too. People just feel so enamored. There's, oh my God, they love me. They really love me, and it's they're there to fuck you.
Right.
They're there to literally rape you.
They
Like
want
that.
to.
They're
They
coming
want-
there and they're trying to wine and dine you, and then this is like a Bill Cosby night. It's not going to go right, right? So
Not
it's
gonna go
you
right. I was just
know,
gonna be like, they're not gonna call you in the morning,
yeah.
but never mind.
I mean, it's not going to go right.
You wake up
So
in the
you
morning
need to
pulling
do
your
your
pants
due-
up like, what happened?
You need to do your due diligence. You need to call other people that, and not the people that they give you.
Mhm.
Go look at other filmmakers and make sure the company's been around a while.
Yeah.
If they're like, oh, we're brand new, or you're one of the first we picked. No, thank you. You want somebody who's going to be a fit for you. I mean, for us, Dark Sky was, they're a very good company. Actually, they've been around a long time.
They've been around
They
a
rep a lot.
while.
Yeah, they rep a lot of great films. I mean, they have a history of they have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They have Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. They have Night at House of the Devil. They have a ton of great films, and they did a good job helping us. Cut a trailer that we could be happy with, and design a poster that we could also be happy with. And and I swear we put these people through the ringer, because I was just like, yeah, I used to test movies and I used to test trailers, and fuck that trailer. That gives the whole fucking movie away. We're not doing that. Cut this, do this, da 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 da. So we did that with them, and our trailer actually ended up getting nominated for a Golden Trailer Award. We were the only independent film in that category, and we lost to the Joker.
Well, I mean, but that's
Yeah, it could happen. I could see. I'd be pissed.
No
no one
still.
holds that against you.
I'd be like, fuck the Joker. My shit was better. You know what I mean?
King Phoenix.
I know. Give me a break.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's fucking amazing story and a journey that you guys went on this, but this is around the reel, so I have a couple real questions for you.
Oh,
For
shit.
these filmmakers.
no.
Oh shit! He made the around the reel. And
Around the
this is
reel.
it.
Neil
We're
too.
gonna
That's
Well,
right.
let me-
there.
just kneel
let
down
me
and
pour
take
myself
something
a-
for real.
Get a
Get
drink.
another drink.
Get a drink. Because
Let me pour another beer here.
There you go.
Because I got to get into
Might need to.
I need to get into the feels a little bit. I need the feels.
Wait,
So
Touch
while
somebody.
hold on, before
Yeah,
this,
sure. Go ahead.
who's your favorite character in the movie? Chuck.
That's not fair. You already know that.
No, come on.
You're leading me into the question
No,
because we had
just
the
go.
conversation before we started the show.
Oh, what is the favorite character?
Chester.
Okay, what's your favorite character?
I was really enamored by the lead. I really liked her.
Okay,
I
you
thought
liked
she
her?
carried the fucking movie,
Okay.
but Lester is a
I'm
fucking
a
badass.
Lester too.
Yeah, Lester's a
love
badass.
Lester.
The ending, it sells me on that character. I'm just
Lester's
like, that's
my
the
favorite
fucking homie.
because you guys sold the surprise of Lester.
Yeah, he's
And that's all I'm
going to
say
He's fantastic.
for those of you who still
Yeah.
need to tune in and watch One Burr.
Because how do you
One
go
breath.
hella creepy to Lester? Like, come
Right,
on, he's
yeah.
like a hero.
He is a hero. He's
I'll tell you a funny story about that. This is one of the only things that David Marmer, and we fought about the ending a little bit, and then we fought about casting of Lester,
Okay.
because David wanted to cast David actually does all this stuff at the Theatrical Botanicum, which is this huge outdoor Shakespeare thing every summer. They do like 4 plays in Malibu, and it's really prestigious and interesting. And he's like directed a bunch of those, and so
Cool.
he knew like Alan Blumenfeld, who plays Sarah's father. He's an old character. He's a great character actor.
He always has.
So he knew him from doing those things over there. Ernestine Phillips, who plays, she's the doctor, the black doctor. She grabs her at a certain point.
Fucks her over,
she's from that too. He wanted to cast another friend, and I was like, this guy just looks too fucking old. Like I kept on saying this. I'm like, look, it's already bad enough that she's been taken against her will, all this, and now she's be forced to marry this fucking old guy. She want to kill herself. Like, she want to kill herself. Like, I would, it wasn't believable to me. And I was just, we were fighting, and like, he's like, well, what's the better choice? And I was like, I don't have a better choice yet. I'm just trying to, to put the casting girl, her even get the casting lady, to get us some fucking people, because we don't have anybody as viable. So I happened to look on my social media, and I see my friend Clayton Haw, and Clayton Haw never goes on fucking social media. That's one big fucking thing.
Okay.
And Clayton Haw had just gotten married. So for fucking once, he goes on social media and he's like, and I'm like, that's fucking Lester.
You're like,
That's
Lester.
That's fucking Lester. And so I was like, I call him up and I'm like, hey, I know I haven't talked to you for years, buddy. Hope you're well. I think I got something for you. And he's like, I just got married and I'm about to go on my honeymoon. And he, like everyone else, like in LA, he's taking classes, he's paid for these classes or whatever he's taking. And then he has his like waiting gig at night or something.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't think I'm going to have time. I'm like, you make the time. You need to do this. It's like, I'm telling you, you were right with the part.
Yeah.
You don't get I don't go out of my mind to like try to cast somebody, but I knew the other guy was so bad, was just wrong for the part.
Right.
And so I needed this win. In a way, because I was just like, you need somebody else.
You were
You
so
followed
right.
your gut.
This
right?
guy-
You followed your gut.
He stays up till 2:00 in the morning, and doesn't let me forget it. By the way,
I'm sure.
he stays up from 2 to 5 in the morning with his lovely new bride, and she's like helping him do whatever. And they do a self tape, and we get the self tape in the morning on Sunday morning. But I'm like, that's undeniable. That's fucking him.
That's
and I sent it to
for
David
sure.
Marmer, and
Yeah.
David is like, yeah,
That's him. Yeah.
he's right. He's right for it. So we call him on Monday. Now he's on his honeymoon in in New Orleans. He's on Frenchman Street like dancing to some brass band. And I call him. I'm like, hey, you got the part. He's like, woo.
Get down, bro.
He's already partying.
So it all worked out. And
Yeah.
he was just like at the end. He was just like, look, I'm glad you like pushed me for this. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
he-
You're welcome.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Nailed
I know,
the
right?
part.
It's like-
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, Lester was
It was
that
a
because
top favorite.
because
for
Lester
sure.
was that character.
Yeah, it's great.
That's
No
just- that's
spoilers,
good
but
writing,
if
good
people haven't
delivery.
seen that part yet,
Yeah.
or this film,
Yeah.
they're gonna absolutely love that.
Yeah,
I mean,
they will love that.
We should put a spoiler thing at the beginning of this. Hopefully, that we should do that because I think that would be wise. I mean, because I think we give a lot away already.
Maybe.
Kind
certain
of.
respects.
Maybe.
I know.
Hey,
we
just
should
look out
put a
for Lester
spoiler.
because it's
Your
great.
movie's been out for fucking 2 fucking years.
Yeah,
2 years.
motherfuckers.
Shit.
They should have
Fuck,
seen it
what the
already.
fuck you want?
I feel like
If
we
you haven't
gave
watched
too
this
much.
movie
Well,
yet, what
I mean,
the
look,
fuck are you doing?
if you haven't seen it, you should be watching it on Tubi.
Literally.
Freely.
Yeah.
If
Tomorrow.
you have
Yeah.
not seen this, you have got to see this.
And by the time the show comes out, the show will be coming out probably by next weekend.
Next weekend.
To be
it'll
fair.
out. It'll be up.
So it'll be up next weekend. And so, yes, actively now on TubiTv, you can check out One Bedroom, 1BR.
Run, bruh.
And we'll watch it again.
Or as
We'll watch
Aaron
it
says,
twice.
one, bruh.
Yeah.
We watch it twice on Netflix. We'll watch it again.
Yeah, we'll
Just-
watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
we'll support you.
It's-
We'll give you
I mean,
we'll
look,
give
if
you
you've
money.
seen it, just put it on in the background.
No,
Just,
it's literally no.
I do that with our own
It's good
movies.
to watch.
I have
multiple.
187 accounts that I watch our movies on,
Yeah.
and just running on the TV constantly.
No, this is a movie you can watch multiple times.
You
and
sure can.
Will
I'm sure the
find other
electricity
stuff.
cost is discounted, but
Everything's LED these days. It's fine.
All right.
No, you'll find other stuff, new
with all the
stuff every
electricity,
time.
with all the electricity I was burning, I could have had a grow house.
Ah!
I watched
shit.
my movie instead.
So again, I'm going to get back to these just a couple questions,
yes, you
just
had
real
some-
quick,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you don't
real.
mind, before we end the
Sorry.
show.
You
I
want to
just-
get real on the
it's
round the
just a-
reel.
no, it's great. It's good stuff. There's a thing you said earlier about you contacted Netflix and said, "Hey, you want this movie?" And they said,
Our distributor contacted.
Okay, they contacted. Okay, so you were already tied in. See, these are those little things that I think a lot of other filmmakers out there that do podcasts or shows or YouTubes or whatever never really ask other filmmakers, like, how the fuck did you do that? How did that happen? You know,
Netflix is not going to talk to anybody except
Nobody,
for a
right?
distributor.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right? They
Okay.
don't trust you. They don't know you.
Right.
I mean, they don't give a
Yep.
shit about you.
Thank you.
And frankly, they want to go with somebody they've dealt with in the past that can kind of get all the different qualifications that you need to
Yep.
be, you know, properly, technically set.
Mm-hmm.
They know that these people have done it before and they do it on the regular, so they don't need to question if they can do it. They would have to question whether you can do it or not. So they will never talk to you.
Right.
They will talk to a distributor. They will maybe talk to a sales agent of some sort.
Mhm.
You know, they'll talk to like an agent or manager, you know, from a bigger agency who's trying to sell the movie that they know, trust, they have a
Mhm.
relationship. So that's specifically what happens.
That's good.
And I love
That's
that.
good to know.
Thank you. I want these indie filmmakers to know certain things really bad. Okay, here, another question. Did you use a Netflix ready camera for this film to pitch it to Netflix, or is there even such a thing? Have you ever even heard
be
of people
fair,
talking about that?
I've heard people talking about this, but I don't know what the fuck that means.
Thank
Like,
you. All right. Thank you.
I'm just a guy, you know, sitting in the dark trying to convince people to buy 100 copies of this movie, like during COVID, right? Like,
Love
or
it.
I'm trying to figure out a marketing
Yeah.
angle, or I'm trying to read like 500 new scripts to find like the fucking 5 other projects I should be working on this next year. I'm a creative producer, as they say. I'm not a technical producer. I'm not a line producer. I'm not a cinematographer, for fucking God's sake.
Mhm.
Not at all. I think we shot on an Alexa.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I know. And it was our DP, who's an amazing DP, David Bolin, who is just like so gone on, blown up to the extent that, like, I mean, even when we're doing the sequel, he says he wants to come back and do it. But he's like, you know, he's fucking shooting Kendrick Lamar videos and, you know, Black Lotus and all that kind of
Oh
shit.
shit! You're like, dude, you're
and,
all
like,
big
you know,
time now. Why are you?
I mean, huge movies in India. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just insane. Like, I mean, he had one of his films was a documentary, I want to say, and it was like Ulta #1 on Netflix.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah, so
But-
he's doing all kinds of crazy work, but it was his camera and he brought it. You know,
Badass.
that's why you save some money.
You
Mhm.
save
If
some
you want
money.
to rent the camera, you get the DP has one or two.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
whatever.
but that's the thing too. It's the connections. You guys had a great connection with him making this film, and
Yeah.
he turns around with everything he's doing now, and he still says, "No, hit me up as soon as you guys are ready."
Yeah.
That's the connections.
No, we were very.
It's amazing.
Here's the thing, and this is a good lesson. If you treat people right, and you treat people like it's a family, then hopefully everything goes right. I mean,
Yeah.
this was, you know, the only union that was involved with this was SAG. You know, people could have like tried to burn. You know, it's Los Angeles. We're shooting in Los Angeles. We do shoot over Christmas. I mean, shoot the December, you know, beginning of December into Christmas, let's say, just because, you know, SAG's not going to come around. It's like Christmas, and maybe other unions won't either. We haven't treated them right. Like, we fed these people.
Yeah.
Like, we, like, you know, if it was overtime, we paid them overtime. If it was like, you know, whatever was whatever. And then, you know, I think people would tell you it's not important, but I think it's important to have a party. I think it's important
yeah,
to
it
say
is.
thank you.
We
Absolutely.
do the
It's
same
important
thing
to-
all the time.
Yep.
I agree.
Just
Yeah.
have a good atmosphere. Just have something that people feel comfortable and they
Yes.
feel welcome and they feel invited and, they feel
and
everything.
feed them.
All of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You gotta
and
feed them.
feed your
you have to
fucking
feed them.
actors, people,
And the fucking crew.
Right.
and the crew.
But, you know, we also then, like, you know, look, when we did the premiere for Fantasia, you know, look, we flew our actors out. We flew, like, you know, most the main cast, actually. We flew them all out,
Mhm.
put them up, you know, wine and dine. They had a nice dinner. You know, in that regard, they're willing to help us with a marketing push. You know,
Right,
like
exactly.
you know, Taylor Nichols has come on so many podcasts. Naomi Grossman has come on the most amount of podcasts, and, you know, all of them. We've gotten together and done watch parties and this and that and da-da-da. And it kind of creates like a grassroots community.
Yes,
Right?
it does.
Absolutely.
And you also
Absolutely.
you also do that with your social media,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Yep.
I mean, I allegedly help out with our social media, and you know, we may or may not tweet our Twitter account like it's a real cult. Like, we're always trying to invite people to dinner parties and, you know, thank
Yeah.
you, and like,
Mhm.
we're just down the street from you. We'll see you soon. You know, like that kind of thing. I mean, it engages them. it like makes them think, they obviously know it's a joke. I mean, one person really did want to join, and we were like,
hey, hold on a minute.
just so you know.
Don't show up at my fucking house.
It's not an actual cult. It's
they were calling it a documentary, and then we started calling it a documentary too because we thought it was funny.
That is funny.
We're really glad you enjoyed the documentary.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, but that is something.
We're always like, we want to invite you to a dinner party. If only Sarah had come to the dinner party, things would have been so much easier. So much easier.
Always remember to show up for dinner.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No,
dinner
you're right
party.
though. You're right about
Bring a
creating
gift.
that family. That's what we try to do, and
Yep.
especially in your community and people that are around you,
Yeah.
you'll find they're so
They
loyal.
respond. They
When
respond.
you're good to them, they're good to you.
Yep.
And you'll always have them that always want to do your stuff, and we found that to be very rewarding in what we've been doing, because we did this podcast just to meet everyone around the community, because we had never really gotten ourselves into
Thanks,
the
COVID.
community.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we started this, but we have grown such a cool family out of it.
Yeah, it's
and
amazing.
and those people will get our backs no matter what. We
Yep.
always know we can call
Well, you
them.
guys are great.
thank
You guys
you.
are great because I think that what differentiates your show is that I think that in addition to being informative, there's more humor to it. I love Jay Horton. Jay
He's
Horton
real.
is like,
Yeah,
he's
Jay Horton's badass.
he's such a cute guy. Right?
Yes.
I fucking love him, right?
Is he
He's like-
not?
You just want to
He's
get
like-
him and be
he's
like,
like-
oh, you little guy, I love you so
Yeah,
much.
he's
You know?
a little nervous about him.
Yes.
Love him.
But he does some really great work, and I think like
Yeah.
Alex Ferrari does some interesting
Mhm.
work, and
Yes.
then like Film Courage, I want to say,
Film
does some
Courage,
great
yeah.
work too.
Fantastic.
Those guys, it's so informative at what people have at their fingertips. Like I've learned things about distribution on these podcasts where I was like, I didn't know they
I
could
know.
cheat. I didn't know they'd shoot you that way.
Yeah,
Like, that's a
right.
way of cheating. Like okay, I'll be wary of that. You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
I don't want that.
But wait,
I
no,
don't want
wait.
that
Talk
Bill
about us.
Cosby-
What were you saying?
No, it's true.
No, I mean-
our whole philosophy was to come and make a comedy show, but we also wanted to be informative. We wanted to be different. We
real.
wanted to set ourselves apart from the Alex Ferraris and Jay Hortons. To be honest, they're more seasoned. They know more. We're learning as we go, but we wanted to bring that audience on this journey with us and just be us and show everybody out there that we are serious about having a community of people to make films and to get each other's backs, but also make fucking people laugh.
Yeah,
Because,
that's what,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what we do.
We started in COVID. Everybody was fucking pissed off
Yeah.
and depressed.
Yeah.
They
So
were.
it was like, okay, what can we say this week? And well,
Yeah.
I wasn't always creepy Chuck, but it sure did come out really fucking quick.
And
And
that's
people
what
seem to have enjoyed it so far.
Yep. I guess my asshole did the same thing, right?
I know.
Oh, that's great. Isn't that nice?
Nice.
One more question.
However, Sam
One
keeps
more.
changing her name.
Yeah, but
no, I've only changed it once.
because she loves Boo Boo Kitty Fuck. It's the best.
Jay and Silent Bob, y'all.
How
I'm
do you not love
sorry,
it? You
but
love
how
it.
do you not love it?
You love it. Okay, last question for you before we end the show.
Oh shit.
Buddy, how do you feel about this journey you were on? What's the feeling that you got? I get off on that, and that's what inspires me. When I feel something happening, and I'm like, man, here we go. I get that going.
The
and it just,
goosebumps.
yes, the goosebumps, the hair standing on. I mean, after you got this film up on Netflix, and now this next journey you're going on these AVOD platforms, are you dealing with that imposter syndrome? Or are you like, fuck this, I knew this was going to happen?
Look, I think we have a very good team. Like my producing partner Shane Borrister, he's a very patient person. I'm patient to an extent, but then you rub me the wrong way, I'm going to tell you, fuck you. Like I don't.
I
I'm not
get it.
gonna,
Trust
like,
me. They call me asshole for a reason.
Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter. Fuck you, it matters.
Everything matters.
I mean, whereas if I'm the bad cop, Shane's a good cop a lot of times. And I think you have to have a team, and you have to be patient with each other.
Mhm.
And it's like they say, like making a movie is like being in a car and the car breaks down. Well, you're going to see some personality types come out, in that kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, and for us, it was like, okay, that just happened. All right, how do we solve the problem? Who else do we have? Let's not just fucking put our hair on fire. I'm not saying drinking some alcohol while you make those decisions doesn't
It does
maybe
help.
help
It
in
helps.
certain ways.
Yeah, cool.
Calms you down. And like,
Smooths it out
okay,
a little
I'm not
bit.
gonna go throw my fucking phone against the wall. I'm gonna figure out who else we can get, who could call,
Smoking a
start
bowl
calling
can sometimes
agencies.
help a little too. Just not gonna lie.
I mean, but the thing of it is that, like, look, you have a good team. You have a team that all understands each other. They're all, for the most part, patient, intelligent people. Like, I mean, David Marmor will never tell you. He went to Harvard. He's like a smart guy.
Oh wow.
He went to USC.
He looks
USC
like a smart
film
guy.
school.
He looks like Harvard.
You could
guy,
see him.
yeah.
I was
I
like, that's a
mean,
smart motherfucker
he-
when I saw his picture. I just saw
He
it.
started like a video game company like right out of Harvard and then
Jesus.
sold it. And, like then he like went back. I guess it got sold to Activision or something. And then he decided he was going to go back and be a director. So he went back to got into USC film school.
So in
I
other
think he
words,
wanted to
he's
go to
not a
NY.
failure at all.
Yeah.
He just
Well, he
gets shit
wanted to go-
done.
Not a failure.
Well, look, he had this for many years, and he was like writing and directing like industrial videos, and you know what I mean. Like you do stuff to just get by, but stay in the industry you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And so look, I mean, he was a great partner to have in all of this. Like we were at a certain point, we're like, look, we don't got any more money, dude. And he's like, well, I want those sets. I'm gonna find the money. And we're like, all right, well, he's with us. We all got skin in the game now,
Right. Yeah.
So
Badass.
he was a great partner. The other producers were great partners. It's a thing where got very lucky. I will tell you from our production and all the rejection we had, like for the film festivals and everything, you would just not think that this is going to happen. But we kept on like trudging forward. Finally, the film was in like a good enough shape to send to Fantasia, for example. I happened to very weirdly get lucky and meet this guy who's become a dear friend of mine, Peter Polk. Met him at a bar, and Peter Polk's the executive producer of the movie, and he's also the producer of many films you know and love, especially all of Ty West's movies, such as X and Pearl, for example. But did like House of the Devil and did all these films. He watched the movie and was like, I fucking love it. I want to help you. How can I help you? And we're like, help us get into goddamn festivals. And so he started helping us with that. He helped us figure out our distributor. Like he had many movies with Dark Sky. Their whole thing was that, look, I get a quarterly report and I get a check, and I don't got to chase anybody for the money. So that's already puts them heads and shoulders above anybody else, mostly in this industry.
Right.
So we got lucky and we had that connection. Then then it all snowballed. The second we got into Fantasia, it all sort of working. We started doing our own game plan. But we were like, all right, we have like 20 different festivals we want to get this thing into. I'm gonna start picking up the phone. I'll go to Facebook. Like you can't get a lot of these festival directors information, but if you go to the Facebook page for that film festival and you message somebody, guarantee someone's gonna get back to you.
Dude,
right?
I got Alex Proyas on our show by Facebook Messenger.
Right.
Literally, the director of the fucking Crow. You know what I mean? On our show because I sent him a message through fucking Facebook. And he was like, yeah, I'd
Don't
love to
send
do
me
it.
a
And I'm like,
message through
wait,
Facebook because you'll never get me.
Yeah, you never know.
Alex, is this really you?
Yeah, you never fucking know, right?
You
That's
never
exactly right. So we did all those things, and by the time that ball started rolling, so we have this festival run, and the festival run is just like a love, thing because you're meeting other filmmakers. That's what's really important to go to festivals too.
Yeah.
Meet other filmmakers, people you want to work with. These are your tribe. You're gonna cheer each other on. Like we were cheering our friends, the Pierce brothers. They were kind of they debuted the same time we did. They had the movie The Wretched, for example, and that did really well. That was like our contemporary, and we still keep in touch with them. And I hang out with them here in LA. And so you go to all these kind of love fest like festival things, and you go and you kiss the rings. You go meet all the festival directors, take them to dinner, like become friends with them. Like what's gonna happen next time I need to apply to Monster Fest in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick up the phone and call my friend, Jared Gahan, and be like, hey, I'm not telling your wife about that hooker in Sundance, okay? But you know that put my movie in the fucking,
Disclaimer.
It's important to family.
I'm of course kidding.
It's
Of course kidding.
important.
But
Disclaimer.
It's all right.
Don't
It's
sue
a-
around the real
it's a
phrase.
family
It's not true. I
Our
mean,
guest might say
I
on the
was
show.
just talking to him yesterday.
Yeah, it's a family
That's
show.
why I was thinking. That's why I was thinking of that.
Fuck yeah.
But long short though, like you go and you do all these things, you do all the press, you do all the publicity, everything else. Then you do well on VOD. It all equals up to maybe I didn't know how we're gonna do the first week on VOD, and we happened to open really well.
Mm-hmm.
We were like number 2 or 3 on like iTunes horror,
That's great.
and everyone was like, okay, and like we started like hitting great numbers, and then all of a sudden we sell all over the world, and like we got some money that way too, so that's great for a no-name cast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it does well on Netflix, and Netflix was the biggest sort of like it getting to number 1 on Netflix, I'll be honest, I cried. I cried because
That's
bet
what
you
I
did.
was
I bet
fucking
you
looking for.
did.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for saying
everything we had done. Like I just like went into the room and I just like put the Rocky 4 training montage.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that'll make anybody cry.
All day long.
I put that song on and on repeat,
Yes.
and I just started like writing like social media shit.
Badass,
We're like,
dude.
we did it,
Just
we did it, you know.
all
I
in your
fucking love
face.
you, man. That's fucking great.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So I was just that meant everything because I mean, look, at the end of the day, I can think it's a good movie. My friends can think it's a good movie, but then it's everyone else.
Right.
And then they're also telling people. There's no way I could have, Netflix by and large has 192 million subscribers that they know about who aren't stealing it, right? There's
Right.
330 million people in the U.S. and Canada, so they have the lion's share of people's eyeballs.
Yeah.
So
They have
when
everyone's
you get to
eyeballs.
when you
Let's
get to
just be
number 1
honest.
on that, it's meaningful.
Yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
very-
Because those people liked your film, they fucking told their friends, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we made this little thing, it went out into the universe, and that was the proof in the pudding. Like that thing, by getting to number 1, even getting the top 5 of its own,
It's amazing.
adventure.
It's amazing.
But
It's amazing
staying in the
getting
top-
it on
staying in the-
Netflix.
Staying in the top 5 for 8 days and getting number 1 was just like, I mean, besides the birth of my child.
Good cover.
Really,
Get it,
though.
bro.
I was gonna say that real
Yeah.
quick though too. Is I mean, as soon as your movie hit and was on the top page, my list. Didn't read it, didn't look at any of it, knew it was an independent film. I clicked it, hit my list. These guys watched it right away. I still hadn't watched it, and I forgot. I don't watch as many movies as I should, being a filmmaker and being a talk show person. But I watched your movie again last night. I started your movie. I've gotten like halfway through your movie, and the last night I sat down and watched your entire movie until 2 a.m. My friend, by the way,
Good job.
I'm not a night owl.
Good job. I think we did too. It was close to that.
But dude, no, it was amazing. But that's the whole thing. It's the catch because I knew it was an independent film, and because it got so high so fast, I automatically clicked it. It went to my list. It's like that's something I know I have to watch.
Yeah.
Now it took me a long time to watch it, so I apologize for that, my friend.
No, but just
other
it
than that-
being
but
like
let me-
on your my list immediately.
on the
like
producer
that.
side of things, I did want to ask you a question, and it's a hard question. If you don't want to answer it, I 100% respect that. You don't have to. You're 5 years removed from starting the production of this film. How close are you to being back to zero?
I think hopefully in the next 6 months to a year,
I love that.
we'll be back there.
Good for you.
We should, in theory. I think that this movie's gonna make. I mean, I think it has a possibility of making a ton of money on AVOD.
Yeah.
I think that the idea is that if they don't change the pay structure, I know that we have allegedly on Netflix.
Allegedly. This isn't a fucking court.
If let's call it, it's about 75% retention. 75% of the audience watches the whole movie,
Whole movie. That's high, bro.
which is insane
Mhm.
for a movie with no stars. Usually,
Mhm.
it's not that high, but we
Right.
know it's roughly about that, and it's stayed. It's actually that pattern has stayed the same even through Amazon, the Amazon Prime, for example. Shudder doesn't talk about shit with anybody, so we don't know
Shudder-
anything about
Shudder,
that.
your movie's on our shit. There you go.
They don't give a fuck.
But I
They're badass.
disagree.
I mean, look,
I disagree with having no
Shudder's not-
stars. I do
Shudder
think you
never
have stars
mentions.
in your movie.
Shudder never mentions any other movie that's not a Shudder original,
Yeah,
like
they don't.
on their
Right.
social
They
media.
They really
At all.
They don't.
They
nothing.
don't. They don't
And
give
it's
a
like
fuck.
it's so stupid because like you paid money for this film. Give us one fucking mention.
No,
They'll
no,
put it
no.
on there, but they won't say
You know what?
anything
That's a
about
great
it.
point. I never thought about it until he just said that, but he's absolutely
Yeah,
right.
they don't-
A
they-
Shudder original, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta watch that. They don't say dick about anything else.
Right.
Like, who gives a fuck? It's hilarious.
But no,
I'd say there's two good movies on Shudder that are Shudder originals right now, which actually are my top 10 horror movies of this year actually.
Ooh,
And
do
one
tell.
of them is or three, actually three. A Wounded Fawn.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
Okay.
What Josiah saw is also great.
Okay.
And then also Speak No Evil. If you want a movie that's very like similar in a certain sense to like a 1BR, for
Okay.
example,
Okay.
that fucking movie is the most uncomfortable movie I've seen all
Really?
year.
Speak
Besides,
No
Wow.
the first time I saw Terrifier 2, which was like, it's like
I mean,
I
the
was sitting
first
there in
one
the
for
theater,
me.
and I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
Right.
the guy is
know,
like
right?
pulling off this girl's flesh, and then he's like sprinkling bleach all over her and then mashing salt into her.
I
And
know.
I was
Pretty
just, like,
It's brutal, dude.
so troubled by this film. And then the second time I saw it, I was like, it's okay.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. I'm laughing.
It's
at
just
it. I'm
kinda
like,
fun.
oh, dude, he's kind of funny. I like him.
Our son-in-law loves that.
Yeah,
He
it's
loves
hilarious.
it so much.
I think the last Shudder movie I watched was The Sadness that was on there. That Asian.
That's on my top 10 too as well. By the
Yeah,
way, near the
that's a good
bottom,
one.
but
Yeah.
in the top 10.
Yeah, that's a very
It's-
disturbing, graphically horrible movie. But
It just goes to places you're not totally ready
It
for.
Right.
goes
Totally
so
think,
beyond places.
what happened? But okay, zombie rape. Okay,
Yeah,
this
okay.
exists, you know,
Whatever.
Right.
that's a thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You got me. I'm here.
Let's just go to every place we would never touch.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of storytelling.
Although
It's fun.
I think it's a white dude that made that movie actually.
Are you serious?
I think so. I think you're right.
Of
course
Really?
it was.
Yeah.
We're fucked
No,
up.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm almost 100% sure.
we're-
He,
I thought
he
it
might
was
be
only
European.
Asian
He might be
people that were that.
European, but he is definitely like not
That
Asian.
counts. He's still white.
We're whiteys. We're fucked up. We have the most deranged thought process on the planet.
Oh man.
And we write about it.
We do, or you guys do.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just try to make fun.
you
of
do.
it.
Remember, Aaron, you're white on the inside.
Yeah, I am.
Fine.
Yeah, and that goes back to the urban thing. I was thinking about it if I do an urban film.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I already have the cast set. You know, I could get like John
Are you
Megison
you are not gonna
and
do-
Carl. We get Jasmine
Oh,
in there,
God.
Tommy Tucker, and then me, a white guy who happens to be black. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope. That'll sell on Tubi like crazy.
Look, go watch some of these movies on
I'm
Tubi,
going to, dude.
I'm
and you
disappearing.
will know that you can make one of these movies for like 10 grand, like
Right.
$5,000.
Right.
It's not a even,
Or the way we do it for free.
Yeah, I mean, look, it'll already be better than 90% of the shit's on there.
It's
okay.
ridiculous. Okay,
And then
I'm
get
gonna
then,
do it.
then get it. Then keep $1,000 for that kid in the Philippines to do the poster for you.
Yep.
And then
And then get it done. Just get it done.
I promise you. At least right now, like this industry is always changing. That's the fucked up part of it.
Yeah.
If you're independent film, right now the AVOD platforms, it's like a gold rush. It's like Amazon, like 7-8 years ago, where they were like, "Oh, paying so well that Amazon."
Yeah, that CER.
Oh, 30 cents a view, you say?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful. And like most everyone now gets like 1.5 cents.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the Tubi thing
This-
is going
this-
well. It's a good market right now on Tubi. You guys are gonna kick
Well,
ass on there.
freebie,
for sure.
freebie's good too.
Yes.
Freebie, you know, going the other side of
Good
Amazon.
job
but-
promo.
Yeah, fuck freebie. I'm mad at freebie
Why?
because we haven't got on there yet with ours.
They said they were grabbing it and haven't done shit with
Well, Amazon
They're
dissed us
they're
because
very
it's a
picky, and
doc.
they're very picky and they take their time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem with it. But you can get 10 cents per hour. If your movie's an hour and a half, it's 15 cents.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It adds
Really?
up.
So-
It adds up. Yeah. On freebie, it does. Yeah, it's better. But Tubi's a little higher if you keep them on there. Yeah. And ours, and that's
Yeah,
why
and
We're
the,
doing pretty good.
yeah, the money you're seeing on GPO right now, that's all Tubi, and that means people are watching your entire
It
film.
says
That's good.
it says the giant Pacific octopus, and it says the Outrider on our stuff, but nobody's watching the Outrider.
Well,
now.
no,
They're
it
all
does.
watching
It does show the Outrider. It shows it made 50 cents. So first movie.
Two people watched it all the way through.
So
That's awesome.
the other amount of cash that you got on that last payment, Sam, is all your film. So good job. Tubi's the shit. I love Tubi. For now, we'll see if it changes.
Right now it is.
It's
Right
the
now
shit.
it is. I'm just like I need to get the sequel for Pay the Lady 2 out there.
Yeah.
So we
bro.
can have two at the same time, and one will like then make money again.
Mhm.
So people want to see the first one, to see the second one, to do whatever. But
That's
but
kinda-
it's the same strategy for 1BR, like the second movie, which by the way,
Yeah.
I've read the script for the sequel, and it's fucking good.
Oh,
Yeah?
good,
I
man.
can tell you
Good for
that.
you. Good for
I'm
you.
not gonna. I can't say a
Believe
lot
it.
about it.
I believe it.
I can tell you if the first one was Alien, the second one is Aliens.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dope.
Ooh,
Dope.
okay.
Bigger world.
Is it going
You
to
know
be?
what other thing?
Bring Lester
But
back.
I mean, it's not
I'm
even fair because
sold.
you already know what the
Bring
title.
Lester.
You already know what the title is, right? We all know it's two,
Is
bruh.
it two?
It's two, bruh.
It is not.
It's not gonna
Let
be
me tell
two.
you why. I'm not gonna tell you what it is,
You don't
but
have
I'm gonna tell you.
You don't have to.
why it wouldn't change. Okay, here's the thing. So when you go to certain platforms, let's call it, some of them, they line up their horror section or whatever it is you're falling into alphabetically. But what do they put before the alphabet? They put the numbers. So having a 1BR literally puts us in the
Right up
very
there.
front section of the first
Yeah.
thing they see.
Yeah.
Now, if I knew that's the case, why would I ever change the
Yeah, you
title
wouldn't.
to be
You're-
something other than 1BR : whatever this new episode is.
Very good.
Right?
Good. Okay.
Yeah, smart.
All right.
Smart thinking.
Marketing, my friends. Marketing.
Yes,
He's a
yes.
smart
Yeah.
motherfucker.
One BR
Smart,
colon
that's why-
world reach.
You can make up whatever you like.
I like-
You guys will never
I love
discover.
it. I love
You'll
it.
never
I love
discover the title. I can tell you this.
Oh,
It's not.
okay.
It's not something you're gonna think about right away.
Well,
but
I
it's a very
can't wait
nice.
to find out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited.
Dude, it's been an honor and pleasure, bro.
Yes, it
Thank
has.
you.
You know that I was gonna say. You know the whole thing about this movie in a way was that like every cult always has like good intentions to start and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
cults. I mean, I'm not saying it's like Scientology, but there's another cult that allegedly. But there's another cult that actually has very direct connection to is Synanon. Synanon was a drug rehab. It started off as a drug rehab thing, and the government would actually send people, like in the '60s, like early '70s, to this place, and they were actually helping people. They were actually helping people get over things, but they became kind of a cult of personality. There were some murders involved, and then they moved up to Northern California, where they decided you had to stay with the cult the rest of your life. The only way to truly be off of drugs and alcohol was to stay together.
Right.
And then they started doing crazy shit like shaving their heads, right? And there was
I
a
heard this
little-known
before.
filmmaker
Schick-shadle
named
thing. Isn't this like a thing? Like they were accusing like the Schick-shadle people of doing.
I don't know who those. I don't know who those people are, but
Look it up.
sadly I don't. But I will. But the thing that happened was there was a little known filmmaker named George Lucas who was shooting his first movie, a THX 1138, and they need a bunch of bald extras who were actually living up north. And who were those bald extras? But our friends in the cult Synanon. Who the movie's a lot based off of in some way. So yeah, they start off with the best intentions, but they seem to go different places, and it's just kind of a sad thing at the end of the day. But I don't know why I brought that up, but I just just thinking of
Because
something.
you're talking
Something
about-
is said.
Because
Something
your
is said.
movie kind of is cult-like.
Exactly. I mean, we were talking
It's
about,
kind of the way that it's portrayed. It's like a kind of almost a cult there.
and it has a cult following.
However.
Indeed.
Yes.
No, it's great. It's a great movie.
And great information given everybody.
And thank you
about
for sharing
everything.
so much.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
awesome.
it was my
Dope.
pleasure. You guys are a ton of fun. So it was good to hang out. When we're making a pass for the sequel in terms of the press and publicity, we will definitely come back and say, hey, what's
Do
up?
it.
We fucking love
Yeah,
to
for
have you.
sure.
You know,
We would
love
love
You're
to
welcome.
have you back.
You're welcome on the show anytime. If you
Yeah.
ever want to
Anytime.
come up
Well,
here and
let's
be
see.
in the studio,
I'll try to bring some. I'll try to bring some stars with me next time or something. Fortunately, it's the holiday season, so it's tougher to get all the
Yeah.
people.
well, not all of us can be available at any time during the new year, but
that.
us guys who are going through shit. So, Alok, you're not alone, my friend.
That's right. That's
And
right.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy
Thanks
New
for-
Year, brother.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Yeah,
And
and
thanks
as
for,
well,
thanks for
you as
joining
well.
us with a drink.
yeah, and good luck with this. Again,
Cheers.
I mean, you've already had fantastic success with this one,
Yeah.
and it's just going to continue. I mean, it's
Yeah.
And
you guys,
and
you
good
guys
luck with
deserve it,
Pay
man.
the bitch.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Pay the bitch.
You really
Just
do.
pay the
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna make Urban.
Hey, the bitch.
I'm gonna think about it. I'll think about it. If I can think of a cool black storyline, I can go back in my roots. I can find it. I got something somewhere. I can
Dude,
find it.
I know you can totally look. You can make something that was take something that was white and just change it a little bit and
Yeah.
then make it black.
Yeah, just like me. That's all I got to do.
I'm just saying, like,
Thank you for continuing to give him ideas.
Oh yeah, this
I
is great.
appreciate
No,
it.
he's inspiring me right now.
I
I'm
mean,
serious.
Good.
think of like just go watch any Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, I'm gonna make
Make
a
it a black
version
family,
of
bro.
this.
Oh, you
Yeah.
make it.
It's this mother who has like this girl who's a teenager. Oh no, she's in a spirit dance team, and she wants to kill the other girl who's the leader of it
Like
because
Ouija
she
board
thinks her
shit?
daughter. Yeah, like the one Lifetime movie is about the cheerleader mom. The mom kills the other cheerleader.
Yeah.
So her daughter will be
So
the head
get a
cheerleader.
head cheerleader.
Okay, well,
yeah.
no, it's not that. It's a spirit dance team that she has to do this for,
Okay,
or
fair.
whatever.
You can do whatever
Like,
you want.
I'm serious.
Okay, all
But
right.
you got to make it. You got to make it cheap. You got to make it.
You
cheap.
gotta make it cheap.
Yeah, well, we can do that. Trust me, we can do that.
We can make shit with nothing. No money.
Oh,
zero.
look, that's our trick. We don't usually put a lot of money into it, but our production value looks really good because of all the time we spend to do it and all the experiences that we have in what we do.
But here's the thing, though. Look. Here's the thing you got to start thinking about too. Like you say, oh, we do it for free. We get it for cheap. No, your time is money.
Thank you for
Yes,
somebody else
okay.
saying it.
Very good point.
You should be charging. You should be in your mind. You should think it's $100, at minimum $100 per hour that you put in it. So that's what it really costs you to make that movie.
True, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like that's what it really costs you.
No, I get it.
mean, so
Yes,
That's
our
right,
YouTube fan
right.
film cost us $287,000.
Yeah, but I can't help as being an indie filmmaker going, you know what, if I never even pushed my films anymore and did anything more than this, I still did this one for fun back in the day. I did. I made movies with you guys for fun, and I never thought about monetary value.
But that,
I'm learning
that's
that business
great.
side of it now.
That's great.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is where you change. Like this is where it goes from like,
Yeah.
'cause here's the thing. You don't want to have another job. You want to just do this.
You
right?
don't want
you want to just do
this.
this.
Better. Don't make me
Right.
cry.
Okay. But I'm saying, like if you want to do just this, then you have to like think about, okay, look, I need to be charging a certain amount of money for this. I need to be getting a certain amount of money for this. How do I do that? Right? Well, I know that documentary did really well, right? That you did about the octopus. Like, well, are there 3 other documentaries I can do like that? They're quick, down and dirty. I can do it.
Yep.
That can be like passive income coming in, blah, 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 blah. Now we can kind of like hit for the fences for this other thing that I really do want to work on.
Correct.
That's I'm more passionate about. But I have this passive income coming over here because I did, and I was smart about what I thought would be successful. Right. And I think that's something that like filmmakers don't think about that, and then they don't think about marketing.
Yep.
And those are the 2 things you should think about if you want to do this, not have to fucking work.
Yeah.
I mean, I did this Pay the Lady movie. So I'm like, I don't want to do any consulting. I want to just read scripts all day
And make movies.
like, and go to the gym.
Yes.
And then like, watch movies and drink beer.
Yes.
And like,
You're saying everything right, dude. I'm getting chubby right now. Yes. It's great.
I know. Look, I gotta go work out today. But I'm not gonna do it now that I drank. Thanks very much for that.
I started drinking. Maybe I'll work out at 7.
We're so sorry. We're bad at
There's no working out. There's no working out once you drink 2 Belgian beers.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
9% alcohol. I gotta probably go to the movies and
You're gonna
keep
take a nap
getting
first.
No. If I take a nap, I'm not getting up. I gotta go to the movie theater and just keep getting buzzed, and then like lead that into like staying awake till 9 o'clock. I'm never gonna make it till midnight, and then fuck it, like
That's just the
going
way your
home,
day is
sleeping.
going. Period.
So are you saying that you
mean-
joined us today on Around the Reel and we fucked up your day?
We fucked his day.
We did fuck
I'm
your
not
day up.
saying you fucked my day up, but you made it much more entertaining. That's
always our
I
goal.
mean, look, you make me laugh. I know you're gonna put that laugh track in there wherever the fuck it is, and this and that.
That's
It's gonna be coming in and this and that, like fucking, some Scooby Doo like can whatever.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
So,
Dude.
I'm gonna be very entertained to see where it's inserted. Actually,
All right, you got
that's
it.
what I'll definitely listen to this. Right when it comes out. So I think it's what. But on that note, I don't know if you want to stop this thing, but I just wanted to. Or you keep on going, or I was gonna ask you.
I closed the show, so until I actually shut everybody up and start talking, keep going.
Yeah.
You want him to close the show before you say it?
I was just saying, like, let me know when it's coming out if you can.
Yeah.
We
I don't know if you. I don't know if you post things like the day before something's going to come out, just to sort of like do a little hype thing or whatever. But if you're going to do that, let me know, and I'll put it across our social
For
media.
sure.
I'm trying to learn how to use Instagram this year.
Good for you. I know it's
Just
a pain in the
for
ass.
now,
Me
just-
too.
just
Actually,
make
I'm
sure
right
it's
with you on
connected
that.
to Facebook
I
and
don't know.
you'd be okay for
I don't
starting.
understand it.
I don't either.
It's retarded.
Dude, hashtag my ass. I don't get it. Yeah, I've been asking everybody to fucking help me with Instagram and trying to build something there. And Facebook is so easy to me. I get that.
Well, just
but
link 'em. That way
Instagram,
everything-
where the
You need a
younger
model.
audience is, I cannot.
You need big boobs and a big butt.
I don't
and
have
you'll
that.
Have an Instagram.
I don't have any of that.
I have no
Following.
boobs and no
I know.
butt.
Well,
I-
you're screwed. you don't get an
Shiny
Instagram
have
following.
either.
I got a shiny
Yeah.
head.
Oh, look, we're fucked. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, look, I think I'm losing my hair.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
So,
I did
I mean,
mine.
I think
Aaron
it's
already
just like.
lost his.
I bought some Rogaine the other day, and I don't know how this works. Like,
Shit ain't
I'm just
over.
trying to figure it out. Like, I mean, I'm a 50-year-old man. Like, I can't for some of it.
I'm gonna give you a Disney
That-
reference
that-
there, buddy.
Also,
Let it go.
are you on the TikTok? Like, I mean, I don't understand how you use
I'm
this
not
shit
on the
either.
TikTok
Like, I mean,
either.
I'm on the TikTok too.
I'm not on the. I'm on the TikTok just to watch, but I'm not on the TikTok.
We post clips of our show on there as well. It's a rough one. Facebook though, all day long.
Well,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got Facebook.
But
now.
it's
All
just
day
an
long
older
Facebook.
audience,
Well,
you know. It works with documentaries if you're marketing it, but like a younger movie, I don't know.
well,
I don't know.
Twitter still works for us too as well. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I suck
Us
at that
being
too.
old people.
Yeah, Twitter's
Yes, us being old people. But
I
I've
don't know.
never been on Twitter before. And
It's
I
great.
Don't really.
It's
go
a
on
nightmare.
Facebook either,
It's a
but-
shit show. It's awesome. I love Twitter.
Twitter actually, I was a little worried about the Elon Musk stuff. I'll say this, but
Oh yeah.
but it's actually I could look. I could spend 5 minutes with you, and I could teach you exactly what to do. Like Twitter is easy.
You
I
should
can
do
tell you
that
exactly
because
what
I
to do.
don't know shit
I'd love to
about
hear
shit.
it. Yeah, I'm trying to pick up little nuggets here and there from everybody. So always.
Well, look, hit me up.
Okay,
and
bro.
I'll
We know
I'll
he
help
wants
you.
$100
I'll,
for an hour.
We know what
I'm
you
not going to
charge
say
already.
I don't that, but like you might have to buy me a beer sometime.
No
Like
worries.
that's
There you go. All right,
Done
fair
deal.
how it
enough.
works or whatever.
Done
it
deal.
is.
Fair
So
enough.
Done
we'll
deal.
just do
bro.
that.
Done deal.
All right. Well, listen. I know you guys probably got to roll. You got stuff to do. You
Yeah, we
You
do.
got to go to parties and stuff, and have fun on New Year's Eve and be safe. And we will hopefully let me know when it's coming out, and I will hype the shit out of it as much as we can with
For
our
sure.
5,000 Twitter followers.
Here's the funny thing. Ooh, here's the funny thing. I already promoted this show about 3 or 4 weeks ago when you reached out.
Yep.
So,
you did?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
were really glad
And
you
I
showed
was,
up.
I was that confident that you would
We
get
get
on this
excited
show.
about things really easy.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. So
Okay.
we'll
were
get it up.
excited.
We'll
We
be
were
promoting it
glad.
this
Well,
week, and it'll be up
I'll
by
tell you,
next week.
I was watching. I was talking to Jay Horton, and we were talking about different things. And like he mentioned, you guys like, oh yeah, they're great. He's like, oh, I just went on there. I was like, oh, okay, I want to watch that episode. So I did that, and then I was like, I gotta reach out.
Oh,
Like
that's
so,
awesome.
that's what it was. So
So appreciate
any
it.
which way, but it'll
right,
be
bud.
fun. It'll be fun to see what comes out of it and
Yes.
stuff. And again, we appreciate you helping us and
Absolutely.
getting the
For
word
sure.
out and everything. It definitely helps us and stuff.
For
This
sure.
Goes both ways.
strong word of mouth, as they say.
It
That's the
is.
most important thing.
It's important. It's important.
It goes both ways.
We got
brother.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chuck.
So, all right, guys.
Close us out.
Close us out.
Cheers.
Alok, thank you so much for joining us today on Around the Reel. Thank you for hanging out and having fuck cup of coffee and conversation. It's New Year's Eve, bitch, and we be drinking. I don't care if it's 8 a.m. Anyway, I so appreciate you hanging out, talking real with us, and telling us all the things that independent filmmakers need to know, including how long is it going to take you to actually get back your fucking money? How long is it going to take you to actually see a return? How long is it going to take you for somebody to actually look at what you're doing? And are they lying to you? Yes, bitches. Usually they're lying to you because they want something from you, just like a horny fucking prom date. Anyway, everyone out there,
Or
remember...
Bill Cosby. Or Bill Cosby.
Or Cosby.
Disclaimer. All I want to say is, everybody...
Allegedly.
I know that when you guys are listening to this show, and when you're watching the show, when you're listening to the show, it's next weekend, and when you're watching the show, it could be fucking next July. But anybody, think hard, because you're thinking anyway. Sam, don't shake your head.
Oh my God, bye.
I love you.
We'll see everybody later.
For those of you that want to be a guest on Around the Reel, please email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
Not Messenger. Do not message Aaron on Messenger because then he has to send you a message that says email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
How come they can't just message me again?
Because nobody wants to fucking talk to you.
Can anybody reach out? That's an artist, filmmaker, actor.
If you're an artist of any kind, we want to hear from you.
But we are going to vet the crap out of you.
We don't care if you make millions of dollars in Hollywood or if you're just beginning your career in the art industry. We don't care. So everybody that wants to be on Around the Reel, yes, we want you.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.